Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Goat Talk Radio. It's me, your host, Great Tate. To the top of me, I have Mr. Solomon. To the right of him, I have Derek. Beneath him, we have a first time guest, Mr. Hood, Kevin Baker. And beneath him, we have the one, the only, Michael Garcia. Big Mike in the house. What's the word, everybody?
What's good? What's good? Oh.
We are gonna have some people going in and out of uh of the chat and the pod. So get in where you fit in and have. Well, there you go. There we go. We got Cam with us. What's going on, Cam?
What's good, everybody?
All right. So it looks as though me and Solomon are the only people with cameras in the front time. Oh, there's Cam. While driving.
Yeah, I just finished up a move, so I was just gonna do voice right now.
That's no worries. So right now, remember, guys, this is gonna be our first episode primarily over YouTube. So, if you're gonna send out a link, send out the YouTube one and not the Twitch one, so we can get that YouTube ball rolling and get that one going. And catch up on doing some edits and dropping the videos in the previous episodes, and we can get it going that way. And Hood is gone.
Can you send me the YouTube link?
Yep, I'll send it in the group chat right now.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so we got Lakers Pacers in about 10 minutes starting up. You got any predictions for that game and the importance of what that loss would mean for the Lakers?
Lakers in 5.
Okay.
It's gonna be a good game, but I feel like the Lakers gonna pull it off.
I feel like yeah, I definitely think we're all serious. This is definitely time for, since we're getting the whole squad back. I think this would be the third full game where we got the whole squad back. It's time to start trending in the right direction and not losing to guys who are teams that looked at as beneath you or weaker. So I definitely think today is important, not too important to where it's like, oh my God, the season's on the line, but definitely important so the Lakers can get things rolling at the very end of the season, going into playoffs.
Yeah, I think the game probably means a little bit more to the Lakers than it does the Pacers. I don't really see a world where the Pacers are playing for playing spot. I mean, they're 6-7 games above the seventh seed in the East. The Lakers have a little bit more on the line. They're only 3 games back from a potential play-in spot. But it's probably time for them to kind of get everybody healthy, get those minutes built up, and get things sorted out for the playoffs.
I mean, last time we met them in February, we beat them 124 to 117. So, I mean, like I said, it's gonna be a good game. So I just hope that we all could just stay healthy, like Cam was saying.
Yeah, I think if I'm being honest, I think Lakers lose by like 15. But that's just my personal opinion. I think the Lakers are soul searching, and their one problem, number one, is second half defense. Indiana can score, and they score a lot. So second half defense, and then Luka appears to be kind of holding on to the ball a little long. they got to figure that dynamic out because it's weird seeing Luka. It wasn't weird seeing him do it in Dallas. 15 shots in the first quarter, and then being passive aggressive until the fourth. But it's not right seeing him do it in LA. That's just awkward. I'd rather him drop 60 than drop 30 in the first quarter and then finish the game with 37. So, I mean, do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I about to say I definitely think I feel like Luka is feel like you. Things are still here.
Did he cut off or did I?
No, he cut off.
Nah, he cut off.
Okay. Somebody want to try to read his mind?
Nah.
Oh my bad. Look, somebody tried to call. But yeah, it's definitely something he got to get used to. So I still think that's going in. It's definitely different than what it was 2 weeks ago. I think he's more comfortable now. But it's definitely something he still got to get used to. And then you got to think he got two other dudes that can be ball dominant, and you know what I'm saying. They're just learning everything and how it goes. They still learning everything, and I feel like right now, like I said, these last few games of the season is very important to get winning, just so you can know what your winning formula is with the guys that you got on your roster.
And how many people here are still convinced the Lakers are making it out of the second round?
Bro, Lakers going all the way, dog.
Exactly. Lakers in 5.
There's no discussion about that, dog. Like, it's not even up for discussion.
Is that like a bias speaking, or is that like with logistics?
I mean, I just like look who we got, LeBron, Luka. I feel like our team we're starting to connect to the point where our defense has stepped up a whole bunch, and we have a coach that's able to adjust, and our players listen to our coach, trust our coach, they trust him. Like, I feel like it's just all clicking right, and then once Luka gets comfortable, it's just gonna be something special and something what LA wants to see.
So next season.
No, this season.
No, next season too, but this season for sure. Just because I'm going off of fandom, like being a fan, and just off of numbers and everything and shit. Like I'm gonna be basic like this. So last year, because like we all been saying, nobody has it for real lockdown. Oh, these guys are going to the finals. These guys are going to win out the West. All of us have said different answers. So I'm going to go based off of who went last year. Who went last year? The Mavericks. Who was the main guy of that team last year? Luka. Who
Kyrie
was the second? He was not the main guy. They both had both. You can look it up. Each round, both guys had a game where they went off, and the other one did terrible. Or this one, they never really had both good games at the time. Especially with Luka being hurt and Kyrie having a little bang up at the end.
Oh, so now Luka was hurt.
What you mean? That was known. That was known.
So Luka. So I see the same thing Luka was doing in the finals. Same thing Luka's been doing the past 5, 6, 7 years. Do the same thing in LA. He doesn't get a call. He sits there crying. And then half the offense is sitting there, hasn't taken a shot in 2 quarters because Luka's holding onto the ball, putting a titty in it from dribbling it so much. How are you going to sit there and say Luka is going to be the primary function of the Lakers going to the finals? They have no rim protection. They have no perimeter protection. And he plays the game like he's playing at Rucker Park.
No, one, they do have perimeter protection. What do you mean, Jared? They got Jared. Oh, what's the name? They got Vando on defense, one of the best defenders in the league.
Vando's
okay. 3 people, two guards / wings, and the big. Name them. Defenders. Go.
Vando, Vincent, and the big. I'm gonna go with LeBron. That's our big.
All right, bro. Okay.
I think that's gonna be a problem for.
Hold on, Hood. Does anybody else have a better lineup than that? Than LeBron James at the 5, playing defense at the 5.
Honestly, I would go.
Are they beating OKC with that defense? No. Are they beating Houston with that defense? No. Are they beating Memphis with that defense? No.
Y'all are crazy. If you think so, if you think that, then
here's my thing. I think he's kind of almost right. You can swap Brown out and put him up the top, and maybe you can use Jackson Hayes as the big.
Okay, so that's better. Okay, that's better. So you want LeBron, Vanderbilt, and Jackson Hayes.
I'll take that. I think that's good.
Tell me this: who guarded Jokic this year since AD been gone? Who guarded him? Who's been his main person that's been guarding him since he's been gone? Don't say Jackson Hayes. Who has it been? It's been LeBron James.
What are you talk? You think LeBron is gonna be on Jokic for a Nuggets Lakers series? They're gonna get swept.
No, they're definitely going zone.
That's not how it works. That's not how playoff series work, bro. Unless you just have a dude who's a strictly defensive guy, he's not. Nobody holds one person the whole game. No star holds the other star the whole game. That's not how it goes. You have a dude that comes in who's literally just to hold that guy, so this guy don't get in foul trouble.
No. Let me tell you. No. Let me explain to you how playoff series works, especially with Luka on the court. It doesn't matter if Jesus Christ, Peter, Mary, and Joseph is on the court. That fifth man is going to get the ball and target Luka every single time. If Luka's on the court, he's getting targeted. It happened in the finals.
That got them out of the Western Conference last year, so I guess this shit works.
It don't matter. It doesn't.
We said getting to the championship. That was the question. Who was making out the West? Did you see Lakers getting out of the West? Yes. If Luka is my guy, the worst thing I got going, I'm okay with that.
What, Matt?
Can y'all hear me? I'm making sure my mic works.
Yeah, we can hear you. It's like an Amber Alert.
I mean, I think he's just talking from a fan perspective. That's all.
I'm on Bluetooth right now, but I cannot see the Lakers making the finals. They do not look nowhere close to the best team in the NBA.
Bro,
okay, last year everybody said OKC was gonna make the finals, right?
Nobody said that. Who said that? Who said that? No. Everyone said it was going to be Nuggets Celtics. And guess what? The Nuggets lost and the Celtics went. Okay.
I'm saying on the playoff.
Hey, Grayson, so who do you have?
Who do I have coming out the West?
No, who do you have winning it?
The Celtics.
Yeah.
And I'm not a Celtics fan. But are you serious? Be logical. Porzingis hasn't played in 5 months and he going to come out first round, and they're going to have belt to ass against everybody in the East. The Cavs are frauds. The Boston Celtics have the easiest road. Jason Tatum don't have to play to the finals, and they're going to win every series. What are you talking about? The West?
I haven't argued against Celtics winning. I'm arguing at the West. That's all I care. Celtics are amazing. It's going to be hard.
Okay, the question was, how far do you see the Lakers going? And I'm saying right now, the Lakers don't have a definitive answer to that. It's not. It's a matter of matchups. Lakers can be out first round if they run into the wrong matchup. It's 3 teams I see the Lakers not beating, period. Just not.
Name 3 teams.
Are y'all speaking out of LeBron head again? Bro?
No. Okay, look, seriously. I troll you with the LeBron stuff. I want to see Bron succeed, okay? I really, really do. I don't care about LeBron being an X1. I don't. Actually, that's great. It's great for the legacy of the Lakers. When he leaves, I'll bring all my purple and gold right back out. But until he leaves, hey, man, it is what it is. I'm speaking unbiasedly. Looking at the games, I just watched Kobe White. Wait, time out. Let me be respectful. Kobe White shaved his head and lost all his abilities, and literally, like the Bible, grew his hair back out and dropped 40 for 7 straight games, including tearing apart the Los Angeles Lakers. Before that, I watched Paulo and Lil Wagner do the exact same thing. I am not saying the Lakers don't have a single chance. But if I'm looking at the matchups, they have. All right, let's say it like this. When you think playoff, what's the first name that comes to mind? Playoff what? Playoff who? Can somebody say one? Playoff LeBron? Really?
Oh, yeah. Are you serious, bro? Come on, bro. Bron, what are you saying, bro? Stop. Y'all are
LeBron.
Unless your favorite player is Jordan, nobody's better than LeBron.
No. You're not listening to the question. You're listening to the question. LeBron consistently plays the same way from the beginning of the season to the end of the finals. I'm talking about a player who raises his stakes, raises his skills in the playoffs, or a player who substantially gets worse. So when I say playoff blank, who's the first person you think of?
Oh,
LeBron. Where does the Luka hate come from, though? Because
so you got playoff Luka, you got playoff Jimmy, you got playoff Jamal Murray, you got playoff Kawhi, playoff KD,
Playoff PG.
Chill out on the PG.
It's cold.
Podcast P. Listen, all them fools are in the West. All of them are in the West. Do you not understand?
Yep.
So we're about to see in the who did we lose? Damn, I lost the person I was arguing with. We're about to we're about to see in the Eastern Conference the most fun, boring, meaningless basketball because we could sim the Eastern Conference. And the Western Conference is going to be a complete dogfight, slaughterhouse, game for game. Every shot matters. Every free throw matters. Every game. Who gets home matters. 3 teams, 3 out of 6 teams in the West, out of OKC, Houston, Denver, Memphis, Lakers, and Golden State are substantially different when playing at home and playing away, right? The Lakers playing at home, substantially different. Memphis playing at home, substantially different. Golden State playing at home, substantially different. Guess what? That's the 4, 5, and 6. You want to guess who else is substantially different playing at home and away? The Clippers at 7. The Timberwolves at 8. And I don't think it doesn't matter talking about the Sacramento Kings. But so either one of those teams that get stuck in the 5 and 6 are going to be on the road, and they're probably going to be 1-1 or down 0-2. And if that's the Lakers, they're going home. I'm wrong?
Real quick, I want to bring up the whole argument about the Mavs went to the finals last year. As a Mavericks fan, yes, we went to the finals, and Luka was a huge part of that. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, he wasn't the only part of that. Yeah, he's the player, but we built a team for him to go to the finals. It wasn't like every team we ever gave him, he was so successful with. Yeah, he went to the Western Conference one time. But we had to build him the correct team. I don't feel like this Lakers team is the correct team. It's just all personal.
Okay, fun fact.
Why do you feel like this is not it?
Because, look, y'all want to say Jackson Hayes is like this great center. Look, he's not. Like, yeah, he's playing better because Luka. That's what Luka does.
Luka effect, like Harden with Capella.
No, I agree with you on the.
But last year, the Mavericks had 2 centers, 2 great centers.
See,
one comes on.
Great. They had 2 great centers.
They were cool. They're
not great.
They were smooth.
Yeah,
no, not great.
They were smooth.
And Lively, Ricky Lively, right?
Hey, but hold up. Y'all want to talk highly on Jackson Hayes. Don't act like Jackson Hayes is on their level.
Yeah, he's not that much better than them at all. He's not.
Like, he's not on Daniel Gafford's level. Daniel Gafford will dog walk him.
Mm-hmm.
Derek Lively's in his second year, already much better than him.
You just got to get it off in some time.
Yeah. But also, that team, PJ Washington stepped up his defense. He was in a perimeter. Derek Jones became a perimeter defender. They built a system on Luka, and it still wasn't enough to beat the Celtics.
Oh yeah, they're not beating the Celtics this year. Yeah, there's no way. I'm agreeing with y'all on that one. I don't think we win it all this year. We're just going. I think it's sadly another stand on LeBron's legacy with another final L. They're not beating Celtics. So you're right on that. And that's me saying that. I can admit that. I'm a realist.
Okay, so at what point are you be disappointed in the season?
Only if it's a first round. If we lose first round, then I'll be like, yuck. I would definitely be disgusted and be upset. Second round, if we lose second round, I'd be like, shit's all right. Next year, we did do this mid-season. We had a Mark Williams trade, but I don't like to make excuses. I just want to rock with what we got. You know what I'm saying? But it'd just be disappointing because I'm like, damn, I know Mark Williams instead of Cam Reddish and Dalton Connect would have made a huge difference. But hey, what if Chris Paul went to the Lakers, they would have won. If this trade, you know what I'm saying? So you can't go off what ifs.
You cannot compare that trade to Chris Paul. That's crazy.
No, I'm saying, look, that Chris Paul trade with Kobe, that's an automatic. They win automatically, correct?
Yes, so but trading Dalton Connect for a big that plays 30 games a year.
Stop that. You forget they already got a Luka, so I'm just including the Luka trade. It's not just the Mark Williams by itself. It's the fact that they got Luka, then they would have got Mark Williams, a big 2 on top of that. It's not the fact, not just Mark Williams solo. It's the fact that we would have got two people on what's the name? Oh, damn, I almost cussed, bitch. Fuck you. Like, get off the road.
All right. But yeah. So the Lakers, and someone else can name another team, but I just want to see the Lakers. So, and historically, there has always been a player who was not a role player, but not a part of the big 2, big 3, like Bruce Brown, Shane Battier, Danny Green, where they just electrify a team during the NBA. Matthew Dellavedova. Who does the Lakers have like that? I don't say Dodgers Connect. I'm gonna close this computer and just end the stream. There's no. Who does the Lakers have like that?
We said
AR.
Rudy or AR.
Oh, okay. So now AR is underrated. He's not a part of the main group, but the whole season, AR is a part of Big Three. Yeah, Big Three, LeBron and the White Boys. Now all of a sudden, AR is the sneaky who can do it. Okay.
No, you're not.
What do you mean?
One, he's undrafted.
Oh my God.
Not, so he's undrafted. Two.
Look what he's putting up too. It's crazy.
Yeah, look at the numbers he's putting up. Y'all were not saying he was doing it. We wouldn't even the fans of AR was not expecting him to do that.
Okay.
And that's with him stepping up whenever Braun's out, Luka's out. Look at the numbers he's putting up by himself, really.
Okay, I don't think y'all understand the question. Y'all understand the question.
I know who Shane Battier is. I'm saying that Shane Battier was nowhere near part of the Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and LeBron James tandem. So you saying who's going to be that surprise guy, just like Gabe Vincent did with the Miami Heat?
Yes. Bruce Brown.
That's why my first person was Rui.
Anthony Richardson is not Anthony Richardson. AR-15 is not a surprise.
No more. It's a surprise to see on the level he elevated, but you're not a surprise no more compared to your question that you're asking. So I'm gonna take AR off. Rui Hachimura is going to be the guy that has to, like we said, I said this like a couple episodes ago. He's going to have to be the guy that averages 12 to 15 points a game, and be the defender that he got to be. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to be the electrifying guy where Rui Hachimura, I'm telling them, is going to have a game where he dropped 25 and that's 25 saves us. It's not that much points, but 25 out of a guy you're not expecting it. And it's going to be, I'm going to say, it's going to be my boy LeBron who's going to be out that night, and Rui's going to step up.
Well, he did perform well last year as well. Rui can play. He can hoop. He just needs the role. So that's not a bad pick. Does anybody else have another team to where a player like Bruce Brown, in this instance, they're saying Rui Hachimura. Does anybody have another team where they're not necessarily a part of the main function, but they're not a locked role player? So someone like Peyton Pritchard does not count.
Okay, does and then I know y'all might disagree with me, but I don't know why I see it coming for some odd reason. Does Westbrook count as the main core even if he's coming off the bench?
Nah, absolutely. Okay, that counts. Russell Westbrook counts. If you want to do him, that for the Nuggets, that'll work.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I think, and I'm really very critical of Russ. But I think Russ is going to be the guy for the Nuggets who steps up this year and gives them an extra spark if they're going to run. It's going to be Russ dropping some games where, damn, they kind of look like old Russ with a new Jokic. It's going to be like a point guard Jokic and a big Jokic. Some games. And I think Russ is going to be that guy for the Denver Nuggets, guy for the Nuggets, and turn his little bad media reviews around.
Does anybody have another team?
Well, I'm going to go with Alex Caruso on the Thunder.
Okay.
There's a reason why they traded for him. They know he's going to be a big piece when it comes to this whole playoff finals run.
You think it's just because of defensive, like just you saying that they think he's going to be the guy that steps up defensively for them because he's no longer like has a role this year where he's a ball handler type guy at all, like he sometimes did with us.
He's a player that and he's going to do whatever he got to do. Gotcha. He will play defense. He will guard your best player. He will wear them out. So someone is guarding him all 94 feet.
Yeah.
But he's also going to make the hustle plays. He's going to make those plays where it gets the crowd going, gets the teammates pumped up. He's going to make those small plays that are going to be the game changers. He's not going to make He's not going to make the highlight dunk, but he's going to make the plays that just came to the highlight dunk.
Facts, like the steal the lead to the fast break. So you saying he's going to be like a Matthew Dellavedova or whoever. I got that list, but Dellavedova.
Yeah. He's going to be a better version.
He could be like He could be like Christian Braun for the Nuggets a couple years ago.
Nuggets, yeah. Facts. When Christian Braun first popped out, correct?
Yep.
Facts. Can I mention one more team that might have a guy that steps up?
Yeah. The question was not a part of the main function. For example, LeBron, Luka, AR-15, but not necessarily a role player like Gabe Vincent, Jackson Hayes.
Okay. I'm gonna go with. I think if the Timberwolves make that surprise run, like some people say they could, their key piece again this year will be Jaden McDaniels. And y'all like, what key piece? What you mean? Jaden McDaniels last year in the playoffs shot, I think I want to say 9% better than what he did in the regular season. We already know that he's a very a very good defensive guy who can guard any type of wing or anybody that's not your power forward or your center. He can guard him, so he can guard 4 or 5. But the Jaden McDaniels scoring, the open threes and the open looks he gets, if he knocks those down and everything flowing with Nas, Edwards and Randall, that Jaden McDaniels 20-point, 15-point games is going to get Minnesota to go on that run like they did last year.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I don't mean to piss on your parade, but do we forget that they were in the Western Conference Finals? They were in the Western Conference Finals. Ant said, exactly. Oh, I got Kyrie. And he got 50. And who guarded Kyrie? Who guarded Luka the rest of the series? Jaden. He got fried. Jaden is a B plus A minus guarder. He's not guarding any superstars. He's not guarding Shea. He's not guarding Luka. He's not guarding Jalen Green. He's not guarding Ja. He's not guarding Jamal. He's not. Anyone else? Oh, if it comes down to it and the Suns play the Minnesota Timberwolves for the last seed, the Suns are beating them.
Whoa!
You heard it here first. Listen.
Look, and that's every superstar. So every superstar that had that, look, let me go back. 2004. Who was the guy that locked up number 8? Well, and locked up for number 8 is still averaging 22 points. That's good for anybody else. Deshaun Prince, right? But still, number 8 had what? He had like 2 games where he still went for 30 plus points. LeBron James, who locked him up in 07? I can't think of his name. Old from the Spurs. But LeBron still had 2 games where he went for 30 plus. Last year, Luka against the Timberwolves, he had 2 games where he went for 30 plus. He still had some games where he went under 40% shooting. And you know what I'm saying? So Jamie Daniels did your thing. You're never going to lock a superstar up every game. Even Dort Chambers, he was going crazy on Luka. And Luka still had his game where he went for 30, but also had some games where he dropped off. It's no, unless that dude is Gary Payton, and even Gary Payton got dropped off sometimes. You're not going to lock a superstar up in this weak type of NBA ruling offense. You know, now the NBA is favored for offensives, so you're not going to lock a guy up the whole series no more. That's just sadly not a part of the NBA no more. They're going to let somebody either get his points or get to the line.
Look, man, they're not. I don't think they're going to beat the Clippers, and if they don't beat the Clippers, they're getting sent home by the Suns. That's just the truth with the Timberwolves. It's an unfortunate season because of the injuries, but that's just the way it is.
Yep. That's just the way it is. So look. If that's the case, are you starting to get a little Suns? Like, are you going with the Suns for your sleeper team now, or what's up with the Suns?
Cam, episode 2, we were sitting there scrolling, and I said, "Hey, let me give y'all some teams. Hey, there's 2 teams that are under 500 in the top 6 of both seeds." Everybody was scrambling. Yeah, you remember that? Yep. And I said the Suns are 4 games away from the Mavericks, and they're gonna catch them, and they're gonna be in the play-in. And if they make the play-in, that means they've gotten hot. And if they're getting hot, Kevin Durant, hot. It's not stoppable, bro. He's not stoppable.
He's not. It is not. But we're talking about playoff Durant without Curry has been. Can I say?
No, you can't. No, you can't.
Oh.
Because if his toe, if he wore a size 21 instead of a size 22, Giannis would be nothing but nothing in history because he would have nothing to his name. If he wore half a size smaller shoe, please don't forget that.
He shouldn't even let it got to that. I'm sorry. But do we also forget, I've seen Kevin Durant, bro, where he almost didn't score over 22 points, not one game against a baby Celtics. This when Jason Tatum and Brown were young. Every time I see Kevin Durant, I've seen him lately without the Warriors, he never gets it done. The only other time we ever seen him get there was, 2012. We are 25 years old now, 26, 27. We are older. It's 2025 now. The last time we seen Kevin Durant do it without the Warriors is 2012. History speaks for itself.
Well, listen, let me tell you what he did on your guy. He walked up in front of your guy's face, put his wallet and keys down, took his shoes off, and said, I'm home. In Cleveland, on the left wing, in your man's face, yak up, walked it down the next possession, yak up. And if they see him this year, yak up. It's, bro,
You're crazy.
the Lakers.
Kevin Durant can't do anything with LeBron. Kevin Durant only did that win. Why? Because he had Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and everybody else. You forget. You said he walked and did that. You forget. LeBron walked into his house at the time and dropped the only 50-point triple-double in the finals ever on that man.
And a loss.
For real, my dog. Hey, be for
and
real,
a
my dog.
loss.
Let's talk facts. The only 50-point triple-double in NBA history.
And a loss.
Do it. Only fadeaway LeBron done it. That's it. LeBron's the only man who done it. Nobody's done it. He did that in Kevin Durant's house. They had the best team in history. Of course he's going to be. That's the best team in history.
And a loss.
Hey, I'm not taking nothing from it. Now, I don't ever say KD got 0 rings. He got 2 rings and 2 final MVPs for a reason. Because the reason is he joined a team that had just came back on him the year before he joined them. When he had a 3-1 lead against that team, he jumped on bandwagon after that team came back and spanked his ass.
But look, listen, if you was playing with Russell Westbrook, you would leave too. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Look. Oh, Dominic Anderson's in the chat, ladies and gentlemen.
No Westbrook slander. No Westbrook slander today.
Dominic.
All right, listen, man. Listen. All right. It's what? Okay, everybody, you got a yes, you got a no. Westbrook, top 5 point guard all time?
I mean, you gotta say that only because
no. Yes. Overall, yes, he is.
You can't deny him. The numbers are too great. If I'm going like just pure talent and picking somebody, top no.
Top 5 point guard all time.
The only thing that keeps him out of it, if they say no, is it.
Okay, so this seems like a split topic. For everyone who says, hold on. Do we have any agreeers that Westbrook is top 5 all time? Just say something real quick.
Yes.
Okay, we have 2 people for yes. How many people do we have for Westbrook not top 5 all time?
He's top 10, but not top 5.
Yeah, top 10, not top 5.
Anyone else?
Say that as well.
Anyone else? All right, so Kevin Baker and Corey Mack, you two are in the no man's land, right? So y'all are going to.
I was trying to say no.
Okay, no, Kevin.
He's top 5. He's top 10.
Okay, he's not top 5. Okay, perfect. Kevin, top 5 or not? Hood, Kevin Baker, top 5 or not? Last chance. Okay, sounds good. So. Oh, he's not the one I left. Cam's the one I left. All right, Dom, you're by yourself. Dom, Matt, line it up. Matt, first 30 seconds. Why is Westbrook not top 5? Go for it.
Look, I'll say he's top 5 talented point guards that ever played a game, but he's not top 5 when it comes to the GOAT conversation of point guards. Yes, he has an MVP, but even with that MVP, he was an 8th seed. So it's not like act like he just makes the team so much better compared to other point guards that actually make their teams better. He's not a Curry. He's not a Magic. He's not Isaiah Thomas. Even Steve Nash has 2 MVPs over him. You got a bunch of other people. Oscar Robertson. I'm not going to even say Dame Lillard. I'm going to say Dame Lillard's behind Russell. I'll give you that. But Russell Westbrook just has a history of not making his team better. So how can you put him at the greatest of all time point guards conversation, especially that high?
Time. Go ahead, Dom. Go.
I can see your viewpoint. I just think that one season in its entirety, it just kind of puts him in that top 5. For me, it's like Magic, Curry, and then I got, let me think. Well, not Curry and then Magic. I mean, you said Oscar Robertson, but I feel like Westbrook was like the upgraded version of Oscar Robertson.
What about Isaiah Thomas?
Whoa. Stop. Dom, finish it. You got 4 seconds. Finish.
Zeke. Oh, my fault. Zeke 3. I'm about to put Westbrook 4.
Time. Okay, so he didn't finish his debate, but he has Westbrook at number 4. Solomon, jump. Westbrook not 5. Go for it. 30.
Yes. I think for the amount of games that he's played the most outside of Chris Paul. He's played the most amount of games at the point guard position, so he's second in all-time scoring as a point guard. I just don't like. Out of all the point guards that are on this list, outside of Chris Paul, Damian Lillard, and Stockton, all the other point guards here have also won something, and they've done it in less time than he has. Like, you got Magic, you got Oscar Robinson, Curry's got 4 of them.
Time. Cam 4. So top 5. Go for it.
Curry 1, Magic 2. I'm gonna go with Isaiah Thomas as my number 3. Westbrook 4, Oscar Robertson 5.
Why?
Why?
20 seconds. Go
Well,
for it.
Curry. Oh, damn. Okay. Well, Curry's the go. Magic is Magic, and then Westbrook, he has to get in there just based off of pure numbers and what he accomplished throughout his career. Oh, dang! I lied. I gotta put Chris Paul in there. Dang.
Time. Okay.
It's I don't know thing. Like, that's the hard part. It's like he could be, but he could not be.
So, Cam, are you changing your viewpoint after this conversation so far?
Yeah, I'm tripping. I just forgot about Chris Paul. I'm taking Chris Paul over Westbrook as my point guard. Yeah, I mean, like as a point guard. We're not talking about career or anything. We're just talking about as my point guard, correct?
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Dom, 30 seconds. Defend your take. Go for it.
Okay, now as the point guard, yeah, I would probably take Chris Paul over Westbrook. But as a player, I'm taking Westbrook over Chris Paul.
You got 20 seconds.
Like you said, just the numbers. I mean, he just does a little bit of everything. I mean, just pitches in where you can. High energy, hard work ethic. He don't ever quit and drive the bunny.
Time. Okay. Yeah. Right. Hood, Kevin Baker, Corey. Either y'all have something you want to say?
I have to say, mostly like, basically, if I'm gonna pick Westbrook, it's gonna be like I want somebody to score, or I just want some points on the board. I'm not just gonna pick him to be like, I want him to control the ball. That man not going to control the ball. I'll be honest with you.
Time. Person in the comments said, "Hell no, he's not even top 10." Woo! Comments. Can we get your top 10 listed?
Well, Grayson, if you want me to, real quick, I have a list of site I found. If you want me to read off names to Dom, see if he agrees if they're better or worse than Westbrook.
I like that. 30 seconds. Go for it.
Okay, Dom, listen to the names. Just say yes or no. Magic Johnson.
Yes.
Steph Curry.
Yes.
Oscar Robertson.
Yes.
Jerry West.
No.
Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah. Yes.
Chris Paul.
Yes.
That's 5. Okay, you're at 6 now.
but see, always the main guards are players. So that's 2 different. You know what I mean?
But it's point guards.
Okay. So as point guards, yeah.
So he's not. So we're all agreeing that he's not top 5 point guard, which is fair. That's fair. It's not drafting a fantasy. It's just point guard at the 1. Are you taking Westbrook over these other players?
Talent. He's a top 5 talent point guard. Like Derrick Rose, talented point guards of all time. He's top. I'll put him at Derrick Rose top 5 as well. Okay, I can see top 10 at least, but overall, same general idea. Because like John Stockton, I'll take Russell Westbrook over John Stockton when it comes to talent, but I'm not going to take him over all of his accolades and like achievements, just overall on the GOAT scale.
So in the comments, we have Isaiah Thomas, Mo Cheeks, Big O, Norman Nixon, Magic, John Stockton, Chris Paul, Curry, Jason Kidd, Bob Cousy. I'll even put Steve Nash.
2-time MVP.
Speaking of Steve Nash.
I'd absolutely pick Steve Nash.
You like Steve Nash, Derek?
Yeah, like, look at his career. Come on, man.
Yeah. I forgot. We forget Steve Nash a 2-timer, bro. MVP winner, 2 times
Also-
MVP.
One of those should have been Kobe.
Debatable, dude.
Hold on, we're also
Debatable.
talking about Kyrie here.
You gotta
See, that's the thing, Solomon, because I can't say Kyrie because everybody's, oh, you're being biased. Yeah, okay.
No, you're not.
No, but Kyrie is 100% up there.
Grayson, you're not. We said we're not going off career. Westbrook career shits on Kyrie. But if I'm being like honest, anybody ever, I'm sorry, almost anybody in history that's an
If I'm
NBA
drafting Kyrie or am I drafting Westbrook, I'm drafting Kyrie.
100% of the time. 100% of the time. I don't care. I've seen Westbrook lead his own team to the AC. That's it. Yeah, he got amazing stats. But no, I'm not taking him because I can't really build around him. Nothing goes with a Westbrook. It's no type of player. You had Kevin Durant who can do everything. It don't work. You had an older LeBron, but when Westbrook wasn't himself still, but that don't work. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Nobody works with him.
Time. Go down.
Now Westbrook never had see a lot of like non-shooting star players have like shooting bigs, shooting, you know what I mean, shooters all around them, but he never really had that. He had like Steven Adams, Capella, he had
Ibaka.
Ibaka, and he expanded his range a little bit. Ibaka was shooting when he played for OKC a little bit, but
he can shoot a three.
That guy. Take him over the top. I feel like when Westbrook and KD was a good. I mean, that was
time. Matt, go ahead.
So my only thing why I'm not going to put Kyrie over Westbrook, talent as a talented player and just overall basketball talent, yes, I do. But I personally don't consider Kyrie a point guard. I consider him more of a shooting guard, just like AI is a shooting guard.
Hell no.
Kyrie can score.
Man, no.
The Cavaliers. That LeBron was more of the point guard on that team. Luka was more the point guard on the Mavericks.
Okay, time out. I'm sorry. So Kyrie was at the 2? Who was at the point guard when Kyrie and LeBron's team were together? Who was at the 1?
Hold up. No, he's him as a point guard, but does he ever actually play as a point guard?
Yeah, Kyrie facilitates the basketball. What are we talking about?
He can facilitate. I think we're talking about LeBron. Are you going to put the ball in his hands and be a playmaker over LeBron?
That's an anomaly, and that's also irrelevant. LeBron, as a playmaker, sure, he's 6'9", he plays the 1 through 5, but that doesn't mean that Kyrie's not a point guard. What are you talking about?
Let me ask this. If you put Westbrook and Kyrie on the same team and they both start, who are you putting at the 2?
Westbrook.
Westbrook at the 2.
I'm putting Westbrook at the 2. What are we talking about?
Assist. He gets double-digit assists and is a playmaker. Yeah, he might have a turnover.
He gets double-digit assists from the rest of the court sitting still and him running head down to the paint and throwing it out. That is not point guard basketball.
That's not point guard basketball.
That's not point guard basketball.
And then if you look at Kyrie's numbers, Kyrie's assist numbers are not crazy or anything like that. But y'all got to look, when y'all go back and look at it in history, Steph Curry's numbers are not either. It's about how much they open up on the floor, bro.
So is Steph a 2? Is Steph a 2, yes or no?
No, I'm not. I'm still going to put him at a 1, bro.
If you ain't saying Steph's a 2, then you can't say Kyrie is either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I got Kyrie a 1. I mean, Kyrie a 1 and Steph, just because, bro, they generate shots, bro. Yeah, y'all be like, Draymond is the one who dishes out the assists. He got more average more assists than Curry. Yes, but none of those guys are open without Curry. With Kyrie Irving, he literally opens up the floor because you can't do anything. You can't double him. You can't. There's nothing you can do about it but try to trap him, right?
Right.
When you trap, that opens up the floor. So, yeah, some people's numbers are not as big, like, assist-wise, but Kyrie is a point guard, y'all. Like, if you sit there and watch that man play,
Time. Matt, finish your take. 10 seconds. Go for it.
Look, I'm not trying to say Kyrie's just not overall a point guard, but I'm saying Russell Westbrook is more of a point guard personally than I see Kyrie. Again, I look at Kyrie kind of like AI. They can both handle the ball. They can both facilitate, but they are both just great scorers.
Okay, last take, Dom, finish. 30 seconds.
Kyrie played the 2 with Luka, so I feel like, yeah, if you put him with another, like, ball-dominant player, Kyrie can slide to the 2. Just based off of the fact that, like Matt said, I mean, he's like an AI type, and then he's efficient. Kyrie's efficient as hell, so, I mean, he don't need many shots to have an impact on the game.
Okay, so speaking of AI, is AI top 5 shooting guards all time, yes or no?
Yeah. For sure.
Absolutely.
Is everyone agreeing with that?
Yeah.
I need to think for a second.
I mean,
Okay.
D Wade, Harden, and then AI.
Something to
Oh, wait.
Well, hold on now. No names. Is AI this? It's a yes or no question. Is AI a top 5 shooting guard all time? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyone else have anything different?
I have to think for a quick second.
Okay.
He might be at 5, if not 6.
Okay. Cam,
Thanks. I'm trying to give me a second. Give me a second. I'm literally like counting it up and making sure.
Corey, Hood, Kevin.
What?
Is Allen Iverson a top 5 shooting guard all time?
Oh,
I'll say yeah.
I'll say yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Anyone else? Does anybody want to play devil's advocate?
I mean,
If not, we're gonna move on. We're just gonna move on.
Isn't no names?
No, there's no
Or is
point
it-
because we're gonna name it in the literal next segment. And I want to make sure everybody's sitting here right now saying that he's top 5 because in our next segment, I don't want. So don't switch up.
because if we don't list it out, I feel like it's hard to just all come to the agreement on that.
Yeah, I don't put him as my number 5. I got him at 6.
Okay, so we have how many people saying no? How many people saying yes? For yes, say something right now. One at a time. 1.
Yes.
Okay,
I
2.
am saying yes. I'm at the very edge where I can be convinced no.
3. Okay, so Cam, you're by yourself. For people who have AI 5 in year 5, is it because you have Jordan, Kobe, James Harden, Dwayne Wade, and then you're trying to figure out if it's AI or someone else, like Tracy McGrady or something? Or is that locked for everybody?
That's my situation.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so we're just going to go on to the next segment then. Perfect. So, prime on prime, we're looking at the top 5 shooting guards listed. Let's go with 6. Why not? You have Michael Jordan and Bean in a category of their own. There's a substantial gap right there. Small gap between them two, big gap after that. Then you have a question on who is 3 and who is 4, and everybody agrees that AI is 5. So who is 3 and who is 4? Prime James Harden, prime Dwayne Wade. Who is 4 James Harden?
Yeah.
No, I'm going with Dwayne Wade. What?
How many people are for James Harden? So everyone's for Dwayne Wade.
I think of
James Harden.
So how many people are for James Harden?
I'm going.
Remember, this is prime on prime. This is not career accolades. This is prime on prime.
D Wade.
Man, and dang, like he kind of getting my argument though when you say I know accolade just prime on prime, but I'm still gonna rock with Wade, sassy Wade.
Okay, so
I'm going Wade over Harden.
Okay, anyone else going James Harden?
I'm James Harden.
I got you. Anybody else?
Now that I think about it though, Maddie.
Damn it.
Now that I think about it though, Matty Ice, my bad for making that face when you said James Harden, because now it makes more sense now.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. James Harden, Dwayne Wade. Pick now. Forever hold your peace.
When the last time you heard me say something?
20 minutes ago.
Bro, I've been talking this whole time, bro, and y'all ain't heard a fucking word I said, bro.
I don't feel like you just was able to debate any previous topics. So here you are now, right now. This is where you start. James Harden, prime. Dwayne Wade, prime. Which one?
James Harden, prime, bro. Y'all do know Rockets James Harden.
Okay, hold on. Whoa. This is not monologue time. This is just picking time. So we have Kevin, Matt, and Cam for James Harden. We have Dom.
No. I'm Dwayne Wade.
Okay, my bad. We have Dom, Cam, and Solomon for Dwayne Wade. Corey, Derek, what's up?
I'm saying Dwayne Wade.
You can tell who played basketball and who didn't.
If y'all say going off of who because James Harden influence, or are we going off of what actually got done in the NBA?
We talking about a man that can drop 50, 12, and 12 like it's nothing.
Okay,
Yeah,
I open up the floor for
that's
2
cute,
minutes.
but he got 0 rings.
I'm opening up the floor for 2 minutes. No. See, accolades. You see how you did that? I said prime on prime.
No, that's why I said you got
Yeah, but hold on.
When you arguing somebody like James Harden and Dwayne Wade, bro, you really gotta do that.
James Harden led his team. Dwayne Wade was taking the back seat to LeBron James, bro. I'm not trying to hear that, bro.
See, look, nope, you forgot that. I love
Nah,
arguing this. Dwayne Wade won a ring
Wade
without
was on his way
LeBron.
out the door before LeBron got there, right?
He won with Shaq. He won with Shaq.
I only didn't know if they wanted to keep Dwayne Wade until LeBron was
got the ring
right?
before. He actually got a ring before LeBron.
He got a ring with Shaq.
What do you do? He just happened to be in a great situation.
He's not like Kobe. Shaq carried Kobe. Nigga, Dwayne Wade got his own final MVP on his ring.
I will give you that. Though, bro. He does have one.
Dirk was in his
that's not his prime, though, bro.
LeBron was hooping.
If we're talking about
y'all seen James Harden never lead his team by himself. We seen it.
What are you talking about, bro? Who did he have in Houston besides the White? The White was washed up there.
What do you mean he had Chris Paul?
Bro, really, bro?
We just said Chris Paul was the top 5 point guard of all time. So yeah, really.
You got to give Chris Paul.
Y'all talking about Shaq? Shaq wasn't Shaq when he played with the he was still a great.
He was still good. Don't do that.
Yeah, he was great, but he was nowhere near. I was about to say he left. Y'all forget he retired 2 years later.
Whether Iverson or Westbrook, like, bro, I've been talking this whole time and nobody heard nothing I said, bro. I've been saying this the whole time, bro.
Yeah, I love James. Though James is a hooper, bro. That's I can see what.
Get in there, Matt.
James, bro. This man went on like a what? How many 30-point games he scored in a row? How many 50?
I'm not even just talking about that. This man can rebound in his prime. He can pass in his prime. He was the leader, bro.
Wait, not.
He wasn't doing it on James. He was not doing it on James Harden level, bro.
Look, literally, right after Jordan and Kobe, he's the 3rd best defensive shooting guard ever, too. Like, we're talking about this still at all.
Harden is a defensive player. We all know that, bro.
He's not more defensive than Dwayne Wade.
We know that he's not defensive at all, bro. So we should not.
And he has no rings. So I ain't hear no argument.
I mean, rings doesn't matter. Grayson didn't have rings. People talk about him.
Out of it. But I'm trying to.
I
argue this with guys like that. When they was the man, who was able to get the job done as the man? James Harden was never able to get it done. Now, I will be fair. He did have to go. He had to go against those Warriors teams that I say the best of all.
Okay, hold on. Time. Hold on. Time out. We're arguing career. This is a waste of time. We're arguing careers. Okay, let's do this.
Yeah, you said
Kevin.
That's why I said I'm taking
Hold on. Kevin, name a year that you would consider James Harden's prime. Name a year.
Give me 30 seconds. I really gotta look this up.
Okay, Matthew, can you name a year that you would consider James Harden's prime?
I can't name the exact year because I'm driving right now, so I can't look at the actual number. But it's his MVP year and the year or two before that when he had Curry and even one where you get with Russell Westbrook, which was still kind of iffy because Russell Westbrook was the 8th seed. James Harden was the 2nd place MVP winner.
Okay.
So he was consistent 3 years. He was one of the best players absolutely in the NBA.
Okay.
For sure the best shooting.
Dwayne Wade.
All right.
Can you name go ahead, Kevin.
So I got a whole stretch right here from 2013.
That's too long.
All the way up in No.
2013 to 2019 is too long. Name a shorter stretch.
Okay, well, shit, we can even do 2017 to 2019.
All right, that's exactly what Matt's saying. All right, Cam, can you name a 3-year stretch for Dwayne Wade? Because you can't argue 2006 and then come back and say 2013. So pick.
I'm just gonna go literally from 06 to 09.
Okay, so the Flash. So if we're talking about what, Derek, same thing for you?
Wasn't he hurt in 09?
Irrelevant. So if we're speaking on the Flash, let's say 05-06 through 08-09 season, James Harden, 016-017 through 18-19-ish, who is the better player? I don't fight that's close.
It's easy, because numbers are in the new NBA, but Dwayne Wade's the better player.
That's the whole question. Who's better?
Dwayne Wade, yeah, I know numbers. If I was to put numbers up of them two, point wise, y'all gonna say it's gonna look like James Harden.
Oh, not just points. Not just points.
What, you going off assists? I know he was dropping assists too.
No, just overall, like
the best player. I'm still taking Dwayne Wade, but I get what y'all saying. I'm not gonna bring up rings or who got it done as the man on their team. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna say 06 Wade. I've never seen nobody else. Not too many other people average 34 in the finals. I've never seen that really. So
look, no, I agree. You know, a low top, bald head, baby oil flash with the Shanghai threes on, and with when the All-Star contest, he was faster than that. We get it, great, but realistically speaking, he's that version of him is better than James Harden. That version of James Harden.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody else have another argument for Dwayne before going to a James Harden arguer?
No, I just think in terms of like physical capabilities, like who would I rather have on my team? I'd rather have Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, he can do everything what's name can besides shoot threes.
Yeah, like okay, like James Harden is better at shooting threes than Dwayne Wade. Okay, fine, but he's beaten every.
James Harden better. He a better a playmaker as well, like facilitator.
What is Dwayne Wade better than him in?
What you mean? Better defender. He's a better overall player. Like as the game.
Oh my God.
One got it done in a different problem. So like I say this. And you try to leave accolades and stuff like that. It's hard to do that, bro. Just because your favorite player of all time is Kobe Bryant, and he was in his prime at that time. He got it done when it was a league that had a healthy and prime Shaq, a healthy and prime Kobe. Well, not prime Shaq, a healthy and good Shaq, a prime Kobe, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and them. They wasn't together just yet, but they was all still in the league. LeBron James was still in the league, and this man dropped 30, and Dirk and all them. Dirk was in his prime too. Don't disrespect Dirk like he's not the top 5 scorer of all time. He got it done. 4 points. That's all I'm gonna say. You tell me James Harden final numbers, I'll tell you Dwayne Wade. You can't. 34, 7, and 3. That's all I gotta say. 34, 7, and 3, bro. As the man. He got it done as the man. And we're not going back to the 80s where it's a weak lead or something like that. It's early 2000, bro. Come on now.
Any James Harden take to finish?
I'll do this. This is gonna be easy. Why are you like? If you want to talk about who's better in the finals, obviously we know Dwayne Wade. But we're asking who's a better player, like that. When you're final,
no, that wasn't just finals.
I'm bringing up one of the greatest stretches in NBA history. I'm talking about better than like he could be if he wanted to. He could be one of the best point guards to ever play. That's where his caliber is. He was able to score and pass and do everything. The only reason he wasn't in the finals, besides him being in Oklahoma City, was because he had to go against one of the greatest teams to ever play. If Dwayne Wade went against those Warriors teams against.
Hey, James Harden got closer to beating the Warriors than LeBron ever did. And we are not talking about the 3-1. That does not count. When Draymond gets suspended, Harrison Barnes, the second best scorer. Bro, that does not count. I don't care what you say.
Well, even,
what are you talking about?
Well, if someone is
you talking about Kevin Durant Warriors? That's what you mean. You mean that Warriors. And don't ever even put James Harden in the same city as LeBron. Like, y'all just be talking. Like, ew.
We're in what it is, bro. You a LeBron fan or a Miami fan, bro?
But still, even as an NBA fan, I don't care if one of y'all played.
I kind of figured that when you was giving your takes on the Lakers.
Look, how about say one of y'all? I'm gonna say you can even say you hooped in the NBA for a year now. I would still say you're invalid as hell if you say you put James Harden in the same conversation as LeBron James. There's nothing bro do better or can do.
Nobody said. Whoa. The take was the Harden Rockets got closer at beating the KD Warriors than LeBron ever did.
Oh yeah, okay. That's all you said. That's all you said, right?
Why you go off like that?
Cause me and Grayson always be going off like that because he just disrespect LeBron but he's not. Like, it's nothing me and him argue. There's nothing he can say for Kobe besides ring. But Shaq got 3. But let's not get in there. We did that many times. But yeah, I'm a LeBron fan though. James Harden is not better than Dwayne Wade career wise. I'm not taking him in prime, but I can see why y'all would look at prime.
But hey, Cam, I know you were talking about accolades and championships earlier when we were talking about Dwayne Wade versus Harden. So let me ask this. I'm going to bring up that he has 4 rings.
Who got 4 rings?
Oh, no, sorry.
Wade?
Yeah, Dwayne Wade. You want to bring up rings? Everything besides that 1 ring with Shaq, and we even ask about without Shaq. Would he ever have another ring if LeBron never went to Miami?
LeBron wouldn't have had the ring without.
He definitely would not have had another ring, bro. He was on his way out the league, bro.
He said, "Bron, please come save me. LeBron, please come help me.
No,
Chris Bosh, please help us."
No.
They formed super teams. You're mad at Kevin Durant when your guy formed super teams. They couldn't beat the Celtics.
First of all, Kevin Durant got jumped and then joined the team that jumped him.
No, he didn't get jumped. He was winning the fight and got slept. And then he decided to say, "I'm leaving." And what Kevin Durant did is nothing compared to what LeBron, the holy Akron King, did going to Miami.
Y'all are very delusional.
Kevin Durant literally could have beat that team, bro. He could have beat that team, bro.
You can't beat that team with Westbrook as your second best player, bro.
He could have, bro.
Why were you up 3-1? You can't beat one Westbrook. You up 3-1. You let this nigga beat you 3 games in a row. You're
all right. So why LeBron leave Cleveland then? So why LeBron leave Miami again? It wasn't about cookies. It wasn't about cookies. It wasn't about cookies.
The first time LeBron won a ring every time. Everywhere he went, he won a ring. So what?
No, he didn't win a ring originally in Cleveland. He had to go back home.
The first did. No, nigga, nobody ever won a ring like that. He had no.
Kobe did.
1 year. No, he did not. Paul Gasol is a Hall of Famer. What are you saying? Stop it. Give it up already. LeBron James next best thing over Virgil. There's nowhere near Paul Gasol. Give it up. Y'all are giving it up. The Kobe takes are old. Give it up, brother.
What about Dirk one? What about Dirk?
The Dirk is the best all time. There's no excuse for that. And Tony got swept that same year by that same nigga. So it don't matter. And he wasn't old or nothing. He just won the year before. So your nigga got swept by him. I do this.
So Thiago Splitter didn't outplay LeBron in the finals.
Oh, LeBron in 2011 is no excuse for that. That was shitty. That's not GOAT shit. Nothing about that is cute. It's no excuse for that. He got locked down by Jason Terry, Sean Marion, Tyson Chandler, and Dirk and them. There's no excuse for that. That's a piss poor performance. He came back the next year and won it. There's no excuse for 2011. That's it. I'm a realist. I don't ever fucking dick ride LeBron like that with something that don't need to be dick riding.
All right, guys, clean it up a little bit.
Everything else he won. Everything else he won.
Hey, bro, he went to the finals 9 straight times, bro, and only came out with 3 rings.
Y'all telling me so?
That's not winning.
Jordan would have took that 2017 to the finals. You say that you're dumb. You say that you're dumb. He never won without Pippen. So if he never had help.
What's going on, Fish?
Without help, he never got past the first round or second round.
Listen, man, LeBron is the greatest second place ever, man.
Second after. Well, he said second.
He's 4 for 10.
The whole argument. It doesn't matter though. He's got that 10 shot.
Jerry West.
He's 4 for 10. Like that's supposed to be a bad thing. He's been there.
It is bad.
Who's your favorite player? Please don't say Kobe too, because Kobe.
LeBron James, the GOAT. LeBron James.
Cam,
yeah, please tell me your favorite player.
No, Cam, I want to bring up an analogy. I want you to be honest. If you have 2 different men, one man has been with his high school sweetheart through the highs and lows, all the way through these great years of their marriage and everything. Another man switches wives every time they get into their 30s. Which one's the more respectable man?
Respectable? Are we talking about respectful or better? And you can't. Kobe's not the most respectful man. They got a rape case.
No, that's so irrelevant. That's so irrelevant. No, that's irrelevant. We're talking about ball. Your man left and left and left. Your man quits when it gets hard.
What is the goal, though?
4 for 10.
What is his goal? To have
4 for 10. 4 for 10.
I'm gonna go with the man who better overall. I mean, shit. We everybody, all men's. Like we ain't even talking about basketball.
Can I ask you a question, Cam?
Yeah.
Against the Spurs, who hit the shot?
Which Which one? Which Spurs team against which? Because he played the Spurs many times. So which one? Which series? What year?
The game against the Spurs.
Ray Allen? Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Against the Warriors, who hit the shot? Against the Warriors, who hit the shot? Hold on.
Who won the final MVP? Like y'all just talking. Nigga, say Kobe got carried. Say Kobe got carried.
Who hit the shot against the Warriors? Who hit the shot? Can somebody say the name for me? Kyrie! Curry on the switch. Step back. Bang!
Kobe haven't got carried. All right, the nigga
Bubble series.
They were losing. No, talk ball. Let's talk real ball now. Let's talk real ball. So Ray Allen, right? He hit the shot. Who went on the 8-0 run by themselves to even get them back in the game?
He missed 3 threes in a row. Because he doesn't pass. Because he's ball hog.
See, you made no sense.
He drafts corner shooters. He's just a 6'9" Westbrook.
That nigga has more assists than Kobe or anybody you know. Kobe, LeBron, Kobe and Jordan.
I'm sorry, 6 more assists. Crazy.
All right, look. If Westbrook was 6'9", he would be better than LeBron all time or no?
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't be nowhere close. You want to know why he wouldn't be close? Because one, he don't do it efficiently. LeBron has led his team. The only player ever still to today to lead his team in points, rebound, assists, and shooting percentage. What are you saying?
Well, the teams are always created for him, though.
Kobe teams were created for him. He only led in points.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Because he's such a great leader.
Lord Jesus.
You talking about Kyrie? You talking about Kyrie? Hit the shot, hit the clutch shot.
So did AD.
LeBron.
So did Ray Allen.
And just like you said, nigga, Kobe got carried. You're not saying Kobe got carried. Kobe's 3 final MVPs. 3 final MVPs. 3 final MVPs. 3 final MVPs. That's what I'm gonna say. 3 final things got carried. If LeBron got carried, got carried. If LeBron got carried,
I'm gonna have to help you.
All right, so Curry got carried too. I'm
trying to help you if you be quiet.
Cam, you alright, bro?
Got carried.
Hey, Cam, you alright, bro?
I'm waiting for y'all to say Kobe got carried. If y'all gonna say LeBron got carried, you gotta say Kobe got carried. Nobody ever won a final MVP on this man's ring. Nobody ever had more points than him, rebounds, assists, steals, or blocks. Come on, so what are you saying?
Cam, are you trying to have help or are you trying to just do this by yourself?
Cam emotional right now.
I just want Grayson to say he got carried. Kobe got carried, bro.
I'm got a good point trying to help you, but you need to help let me speak.
Go for it, Matt.
If Grayson wants to bring up about people taking last shots, we cannot forget that against the Celtics that Ron Artest hit the game-winning shot.
Yeah. And Derek Fisher hit one too, so that's great.
It's just Kobe, bro.
Bro, can y'all hear me, bro?
Yeah, we can hear you. I didn't say anything about Kobe, though. That's what I'm not understanding. I didn't say anything about Kobe.
That's because
you brought up Kobe. You talking about Kobe had a rape case. Jesus.
You got upset, bro.
Yeah. Look, you're talking about more respectful, the more respectful.
I didn't say that.
More respect for Kobe, man. No, Matt did. He was like, who's more respectful? The guy with the wife who been with wife this whole time, or the guy who changed everything?
He was talking about Jordan. He wasn't talking about Kobe, but you just so scared of Kobe. You so scared of Kobe. Kobe puts that Black Mamba. That Black Mamba.
Jordan, I can't. Jordan, I sometimes can't argue that. Sometimes I can't. Kobe is nothing you can say about him. It's nothing, literally nothing. No points. He's not a better scorer. Y'all, he looks better. Yeah, it does look better. Yeah, that's what you can say. It looks better. It does. Or he got that snake mentality. The damn snake mentality. What the fuck is that? That has nothing to do with basketball. Mentality. He doesn't score better. He shoots 3% from the field. He's nasty, brother. Give it up. But
I will give Kobe one thing. He had the weakest supporting cast of all time compared to those other two. He had Shaq and Wells. Like Paul Gasol.
I didn't say that. Yeah. Well, not really, no, because y'all saying 09 sucks. I just told y'all that for that time period, that team was amazing, bro. Derek Fisher.
He got washed.
Shannon Brown. I mean, like, what y'all say? That was a great team. Lamar Odom. That was a great team. You're right.
None of them are Dwayne Wade.
No, y'all forget. None of them are 2016 Cavs, bro. Kevin Love was nasty by them. So all they had was Kyrie and him. Kyrie and LeBron won against the Warriors. Kyrie and Kyrie was hurt almost damn near until the second game. He came back and hooped.
Hold up, I'm not gonna put another Kevin Love
Okay,
disrespect.
final takes.
Yeah, Kevin Love is amazing. I just said he wasn't himself no more. He wasn't Minnesota Kevin Love.
Suffered from Chris Bosh's fate. Kevin Love had to make the same sacrifice as Chris Bosh. Don't act like he just hit a decline. He made a sacrifice. He was still a great player. It's just he had such a different role. At Minnesota, he was the scorer. He did everything. And Cleveland, he was told to go to the corner. That's what's going to help them get a championship.
Facts. Facts. And no, and then that's like I say, I don't be tripping like that off there. I know Kobe 2010. I was not expecting him to. No, I was not. Was it 2010 he won, right? Yeah, I was not expecting him to do that again at all. So like I say, brother, broke, right? He's my number 3 of all time. He just not nowhere near 1 and 2.
My number 3.
Yeah, he's my number 3. Like if anybody like what the other day, I think I was going to war like this for Kobe in the group chat.
Cam.
Yeah.
Kobe or LeBron?
LeBron, that's easy.
We just had that whole conversation.
No.
Okay. All right, let's reel it back in.
Jordan or LeBron? I'm sorry, Jordan or Kobe?
Jordan or Kobe. Jordan. What do you mean? Kobe is my number 3. Jordan is literally, you can argue Jordan being number 1. Sometimes I be like, damn, when I see some of them things, honest accomplishments, I damn near be like, Jordan is 1. You know what I mean?
All right. Switching gears. Recently, Shannon Sharp got in a little discussion over some things with Asante Samuel. In a couple of his episodes previously, he was mentioning how Asante Samuel uses a type of technique that Deion Sanders doesn't believe in. And if you're not familiar with the technique, it's called pretty much a T-step technique. It's a release technique, right? So in mentioning that, he said Asante Samuel is a good corner, but he's not on Prime's level. This sparked a debate going a couple of days, social media, X, Y, and Z. Now, people are wondering, is he even top 5, top 10? Asante Samuel, senior. So, for everybody in here, does everybody know who Asante Samuel is?
Yes.
The picture's great.
And a little bit Eagles. Do y'all have Asante Samuel in your top 5 cornerbacks all time?
No.
Does anybody have him top 5 all time?
Like
No.
Cornerback,
yeah.
He definitely top 15 though.
No, he's top 10, bro. The numbers are crazy. For 5.
Nah.
Is he top 10?
Yeah, he's top 10, bro. His numbers are literally the same as Deion, bro. In less games.
Whoa.
How many times was
more tackle?
How many times was the ball thrown?
That's the thing, yeah. But you gotta put that in as a cornerback too. And then when you have a lot of tackles, that means you got caught on them more. So he did give up a lot of receiving yards. Y'all gotta think of. Y'all remember when Diggs was amazing that year, where he had led the lead in interceptions, but he also led the lead in most receiving yards against. Correct. That was kind of like Asante Samuel back in his day. He was a big, risky, and he took a lot of risk taker. So that's why I can't put him as my top 5, just because those top 5 guys are a lot.
Time. So is he top 10 for you or top 15?
Top 10.
Does anybody have 5?
No.
Okay.
No.
So somebody name their top 5, one at a time. 30 seconds.
Darrell Reeves.
Go ahead, Hood.
Darrell Reeves, Ty Dion. I'm gonna go probably Charles Woodson.
He played safety in NFL.
He also played corner.
He played corner too,
bro.
But most of his career, y'all can go. Most of his career was his better career was safety. But I feel what you're saying.
And I'm gonna go Reeves.
You said Darrell Reeves already.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was your first one.
Oh wow, my bad. Yo.
4 seconds.
Long day at work, man.
Get that money.
Y'all gonna say I'm crazy for this? No, I'm not crazy. Champ Bailey.
Time.
Right, that's literally one of my ones. Yeah.
All right. Cam go.
Yeah, that was amazing. So I'm gonna go Deion Sanders, Darrell Reeves, Champ Bailey, and then I want to go with. I know y'all don't know Night Train Lane, so I'm not gonna throw it that far back. But then I'm gonna go with Ty Law.
Yeah, good pick.
Look,
that was my one, bro.
I thought you said 4.
I said Bailey, Dion. My bad. Bailey, Dion. I said Bailey, Champ Bailey, Deion Sanders, Darrell Reeves, and then Tyler, and then I did, and then Richard Sherman.
Got you, Matt.
This is not in no specific order. I'm just naming people who I personally think are better. All right. Prime time. Darrell Reeves, Richard Sherman, Champ Bailey, Rod Woodson, Charles Woodson, Dick Knight, Trey Lane, Aqib Talib, Rondé Barber, Ty Law.
You cooking, bro?
Antonio Camarati.
Nah, man.
If I
No, Ray.
find more people.
No.
Night Train Lane.
That's like, yeah.
Can I be honest, bro? I don't even know who the hell Night Train Lane is, bro.
What?
You don't know Night Train Lane?
Nah.
Aye.
He was basically, bro. He was a cornerback ahead of his
Ronnie
time.
Lott.
Like a 6'3". Yeah, Ronnie Lott. Oh my god. Yeah. Hey, yeah.
I consider Ron more of a.
I mean, you consider him if you consider Charles Woodson a corner, then so is Ronnie Lott.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So I can see that.
Lane, bro, really, yo? Dude played in the 60s, the 50s.
Yeah, bro. I know you, bro. Look, this is not basketball. See, that's one thing I like to tell. I like to tell people this all the time. One thing about football is different from basketball. Football was better back then than it is now. It's more talent now, but Nick, you literally can. The game of football is physicality and everything in chess match. It's a physical chess match.
As the game stopped everything else. So,
yeah,
like Mean Joe Green was a dog. Mean Joe Green was a dog. He would have dominated today.
Yeah.
Bro, everybody from basically 80s up would dominate today besides like wide receivers. But anybody on defense would.
Oh no, hell no! You're wrong about that. The top three receivers all time are still the same. They haven't changed not once. Who in today's league? Who in today's league? Who in today's league are you taking over Randy Moss, Jerry Rice, and Terrell Owens? Who are you taking over Calvin? You're not.
Bro, you're right.
Grayson Wright, bro. It ain't no debate, bro.
It's no debate. Yeah, that's why I'm
it's
trying
no
to
debate for those three.
I hate giving old school credit like that, but they were better than us then at the game of football than we are now. And that's not our fault. I mean, we're more talented. It's just the game has become a different game. That's all. But you're right, Grayson.
I think coaching has gotten much better. I think defensive coaching has gotten much better, like schemes.
Facts. But I don't go.
Is it though? Hold on. Time out. I want to challenge this real quick. Is it though? Because
yes.
the Super Bowl winning team, Eagles, the defensive coordinator, anybody know his name?
For the Eagles this year?
Yep. Does anybody know his name?
I forgot his name.
His name is Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio was a defensive coordinator / head coach. You go look at it. Every 2 or 3 years, he switched teams. This goes all the way back about 30-something odd years. Before then, he was a part-time at college and a part-time at high school where he specialized in guess what position? Linebackers. His whole career, he specialized in linebackers. And that was 40 years. So that does not mean that the defensive schemes has gotten better in today because he's been doing those same schemes and progressing that schemes since 40 years ago. Those are the coaches that are there from that time point of game. You see what I'm saying? It's not like the whole league is filled with Mike Daniels and Sean McVays.
At the same time, I feel like defense is at its most athletic it's ever been. When you come to just how fast everybody is. So now the most like what people are seeing now to be successful is to have a good running game again. It used to be having a passing game because people would have those big inside backers that are run stuff. Well, now people have faster players to cover up. Sometimes they put a safety at backer as a hybrid. So now the passing game is not as easy. That's why this past couple of years you haven't had all these 5,000-yard passers like you saw like 10 years ago. Now it's like Saquon. He's the best running back in the NFL, and they won an NFL Super Bowl with him because he was able to run the ball. A lot of the success lately of some of the past Super Bowl teams is having a balanced game. They have to run the ball too. They don't need to be the best team in the NFL, but they have to have something where defenses have to make an adjustment to put some people who are run stuffers who are not great at passing, at pass coverage as well. You have to have a running game again, compared to the trend that was like running backs were becoming irrelevant.
Yeah, I think a bigger problem with what's going on right now. What? Someone say something? Go ahead, Derek.
I did. I was just gonna say that I feel like the game has changed and people are less aggressive than they were, 10 years ago. With all the rule changes and everything, like it definitely is, like you said, switching to a run game from a pass game.
Yeah, I think that the biggest problem right now with the offensive scheme. Oh, we lost it too. Okay, the offensive scheme. The biggest problem is the fact that you have receivers that the offensive coordinator wants them to play slot. They want them to play outside. They want them to do motion handoffs. They want them to be in the backfield. And on the defensive, you have players that can also play 3-4 different positions, and that favors the defense. The one thing that doesn't favor the defense is middle linebacker versus quarterback. The middle linebacker / safety can always make an adjustment on the quarterback, but who makes the last adjustment before snapping the football? The quarterback. The biggest problem in today's game is that we don't have enough quarterbacks that can sit and progress and read fields, that can call plays, that can make adjustments. They're living off their coordinators. They can't sit in that pocket for 2-3 second snaps, 2-3 second steps, 5-second steps, and make plays. That's the problem. That's why we don't have 5,000 yard quarterbacks. Let's be honest. There's about 4 quarterbacks in the league right now that can hit that.
But again, it goes with the defense having to adjust too, because with quarterbacks like Lamar, Kyler, Josh Allen, you cannot have people who are struggling to get to them. You have to get someone who can pursue them and cut them off before they get into that dangerous level of space. So they're getting all these people who are faster, and all the different types of zones they run now. It's not as tight. It's more spaced out, because especially receivers want to space out more and make the field wider to give quarterback that ability to run. So it's both with the 5,000 yard thing, both with defenses being faster and covering a lot more of the field, but at the same time, the quarterback's ability to run the ball. Because I'll agree with your point with this. Quarterbacks don't make those reads anymore, like a Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and all that. So very select do, just for the fact that if they know their first, second read's not there,
they're taking off.
Then their third read is with their legs. Yeah.
I have a question, I guess, to build off of that though. Is that because, so like for example, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, guys that were big readers on the game and had to dissect the defense to really be effective, is that because they weren't as talented as the quarterbacks we have now? Because like quarterbacks we have now, if you look at the top 5 quarterbacks, we have more mobile quarterbacks, right? They can do it with throwing the ball and running the ball. So is it more so the fact that the quarterbacks aren't able to do it, or they rely more on their talent than their actual ability to break down the game and be effective in that matter?
Go ahead, Matt. I'll piggyback off you unless you want to do the reverse.
I'll go ahead. So for me personally, like it depends what you call talent. Like if you're talking about arm strength, speed, and all that, yeah. But if you're talking about just the ability to read a play, I'm talking about the aspect of just knowing physics. Okay, my receiver's going this fast, and just having that able talent to be able to read that, know where to lead the ball, know how to get it there, have a sense of pocket presence and stuff like that. That's talent, I personally think. I'll also say just overall skill. But I will say, like, if you look at, like, if you're going to draft a quarterback just based off their athleticism, whatever case, Lamar Jackson would go number 1 compared to any quarterback before 2010, I personally think. I can't think of many on the top of my head. So yeah, I think talent is a huge part of it, absolutely. And then just that's what makes them, like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Joe Montana, all of them so great, was their ability to read the defense. Because as much as we want to talk about quarterbacks being all these leaders and all that, the biggest thing about quarterbacks being the smartest person on the field.
Right,
they have to be the smartest person.
But the things that you're listing is what I would consider game knowledge and sense, not talent.
Yeah, I'll say it's more. It's more game sense. Like how many? Like look at Jamarcus Russell had one of the strongest arms in NFL history, but he was a bust because he didn't have game sense.
Correct. Like Tom Brady was not the most talented quarterback, but he knew the game the best.
Tom Brady was extremely talented. He just wasn't mobile. Let's look at the past. Okay. Well, hold on. Look at the past 10 Super Bowls. Let's go one by one. Who won this year's Super Bowl?
Eagles.
Jalen Hurts. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. So that is a B+ pocket quarterback that is ridiculously mobile and can move his legs. Let's go.
Wait. He B+ in the pocket?
I would say it's B+. What, A-? Or are you gonna say less?
I'm just gonna say B.
Yeah. Say B+. I'll give B+.
Okay, the year before that, who won?
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay then. Year before that, who won?
Mahomes.
All right, and the year before that, who won? Let me help you.
Brady?
No, let me help you. The Rams. And guess what? 40-year-old and Stafford is an OG quarterback, is he not?
Yeah.
Okay. Then before that, who won? Mahomes.
Brady.
All right. No.
What's the name? What y'all talking about? My bad. I'm coming back from out of town, so I had it cut out.
You'll pick up on it in a second. Before that was Brady. That was the really slow one with against Garrett Todd Gurley. That was horrible. Horrible.
That was the one against Mahomes.
No.
The last Super Bowl that Brady won was against Mahomes.
Yeah, we already said that one. We already said that one, and then we said, said Mahomes again, and then now we're at Brady versus Todd Gurley, which was a terrible game. Before that, Nick Foles. Before that, Tom Brady. Before that, Peyton Manning. So let's stop right there. That's 10. So from Peyton Manning, Hall of Fame previous. Tom Brady, Hall of Fame previous. Nick Foles, are we counting that as an anomaly? What are we saying with Nick Foles?
I mean,
system quarterback, right?
Anomaly. He did it for a whole playoffs.
He did. He played fantastic. But is Nick Foles a tier quarterback or a system quarterback? Answer the question. He's a system quarterback. So he counts in the argument in saying that quarterbacks need to have offensive coordinators to peak their success. Other than that, you have Mahomes, you have Matthew Stafford, who also has a great offensive coordinator, but he's always been good. He's an OG quarterback, last-gen quarterback. You have Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and Jalen Hurts, who everyone but me probably agrees he needs the system to win. So, in saying that, the problem is clearly quarterbacks being able to be at their best peak without having a system behind it, right? In terms of winning. If you're looking at today's talent, Joe Burrow needs help. He can't do it without it. He needs a good defense, he needs weapons, and he needs a system around it. Josh Allen, fantastic talent. Really cute, but can't do it without it. Can he not? Please prove me wrong. Lamar Jackson, same thing.
No, they all do need a system. Facts. They all need a system. Everybody needs a system. Like we said, Jalen Hurts is literally a system quarterback. It doesn't work. He's not good anywhere else outside of that system, unless it's the same similar system. But you're right. Unless it's one of those OG greats and people play with Matt Stafford's name because until it wasn't Matt Stafford with the Detroit Lions for most of his career. So, I mean, people play with his name a lot, but he's really like that. Like Matt Stafford is like that.
All right, let me change the question. In today's 32 teams, you can count Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. Let's say there's 40 quarterbacks in the league, not counting Aaron Rodgers because he's not on the team. How many quarterbacks right now, if you take off an offensive coordinator but give them a number 1, a number 2, and a decent running back can throw for 5,000? How many? How many in the league right now can do it?
Only one. Damn. Only one. I'm gonna go with one.
Repeat that again.
Out of all the quarterbacks in the league, you can count Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. Everyone who is signed to a team, which is not Aaron Rodgers, he is not signed to a team. How many quarterbacks, if you take away the offensive coordinator and gave them a good number 1, clear number 1, and a number 2, and a decent running back, how many of them are throwing for 5,000?
I'll say maybe 4. Maybe 4 or 5.
3.
And I say that in the aspect of if you're just truly you're 70-30 when it comes to pass run percentage.
Okay. So I'll give you 80-20 if you want. Cam, the one person that you're saying, is it Mahomes?
Yeah.
Okay. Solomon, the three people with Mahomes and who else?
It would be Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford,
Yeah.
and Josh Allen.
Okay, so that's 4, or are you not counting Mahomes?
I'm not counting Mahomes.
Yeah.
You counting Jared Goff? Jared Goff, the man who put up 6 points in a Super Bowl. You're putting Jared Goff ahead of Mahomes.
Yeah, look what Jared Goff
he's tripping.
hold on.
Jared Goff needs an offensive coordinator.
Just listen. You said a number 1, a number 2, and a running back. That's what you said.
With no OC.
He would still do it. Like, he's doing it right now. What do you mean? He's done it the last 2 seasons.
He had one of the best OCs in the NFL. I admit that.
Right, but we're saying just off the talent. Like, we don't know how much the OC factors into it.
We're about to find out this year, aren't we? So if he comes up this year and goes 10-7, then you can say that I was wrong. You can say that my bad, I was wrong. How many wins is it gonna take? Because the Lions are gonna decline. They're probably gonna win maybe 10, 12 max. They're gonna decline.
Not wrong though, because y'all forget when he was at the Rams, bro, threw for he had a season where he threw for 46 twice. You know what I'm saying?
Who was his offensive coordinator, Cam?
In 2018, it wasn't Sean McVay. It wasn't Sean McVay. Was it? No, that was his head coach. Who was the OC in 2018?
Who calls the plays?
Sean McVay calls the plays in LA.
Damn, so I guess that he did have OC.
Okay. And so when Sean McVay went against a better defensive coordinator, how many points did the Rams put up? I fell asleep one Super Bowl my entire life, and I'm 26 years old. That one Super Bowl was the Patriots versus the Rams.
Was that 2018? Right? No, that wasn't 2018. What year was that?
I think it was 17.
17? Yeah. Damn.
That was 2018.
Was it 18?
Yeah,
No, I thought. No. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, because.
No, I definitely feel what you're saying though, Solomon. Like I be forgetting about Sean McVay called the plays.
It was 2019, 2018-2019 season. February 3rd, 2019. The score was 13-3.
Yeah.
I remember that. He was not.
Craig Mack.
Like, what are we talking about right now? Okay, so Jared Goff, Josh Allen, and you said Joe Burrow?
So Matthew Stafford.
No, Matthew Stafford. Okay. Matt, what was your 4? 5? You said 6? You're crazy.
I have 5.
Okay.
I got Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow. But I made sure to put Mahomes on this list, but I do have Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, and Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert has never thrown 5,000 in his career. I promise you that.
But I'm saying, if you gave him a true number 1 and number 2, he's one of the most talented arms in the NFL. I have to give him that.
He can put a spiral on a football, but is he one of the most talented arms? No. That's like I said same thing for Sunshine in Jacksonville. He can spin the ball really hard. Congratulations.
I was going to put him too, but I think he's more 4,500.
Yeah, I can see him in the 4,017 games.
But Justin Herbert, I swear, doesn't Justin Herbert have a 5,000-yard season?
Let's see.
Pretty sure, yeah. He was close to it. He had one really good one because he was like the number 1 quarterback in like.
Yeah, 2021, 5,014 yards.
Not bad. 5,014. The little squirt got it.
I believe his number 1 was Mike Williams.
Good call.
Well, no, that was Keenan Allen, Mike Williams.
So he had a good number 1 and number 2.
And he threw for 5,000.
5,014.
Good number 1 and number 2 and a running back. Right, that's what we're talking about.
Fair enough.
That was Justin Herbert that season, exactly. Well, I'll give him
who was it? Wait, time out. What year was that?
2021. And the season after, he threw for 4,700 yards.
You don't believe who his head coach was?
I
mean, you don't believe who his offensive coordinator was?
Go ahead and lie to me. I can't remember.
Joe Lombardi. All right, thank you.
I never said that OCs don't matter.
I'm just saying. I'm just because I said no OC. I'm just so the 1 year. Hey,
you could say the same thing for Patrick Mahomes. He's had Andy Reid his entire career.
We don't have any sample size of anything other than that. So unfortunately, we can't prove that. But I did also see Patrick Mahomes put up 78 in college. I know it's college, but still.
Look at who his head coach was. Tell me who his head coach was. Because if you don't know, I know.
I don't know who his head coach was at Tech. I don't know.
It was Cliff Kingsbury.
Ah, you're right. It was a little Cliff, huh? Okay, that's a quarterback's coach as well. That's fair. But we never saw Andy Reid pull those type of numbers out of like McNabb. Oh, okay, that's a lot.
Well, but he had Alex. He had.
Ron McNabb was a dog with Andy Reid.
Yeah. McNabb was him regardless, and he did decent with Vic. And then Chip Kelly did horrible. Whatever. We're not talking about the Eagles.
But Andy Reid also had who's the quarterback that Mahomes replaced?
Alex Smith.
Yes, let's not forget Alex Smith was a pretty decent quarterback before all that shit went down.
Yeah, he snapped his leg in 8 pieces. Yeah, that's true.
This is gonna be a real big change of subject. I just looked at this and saw this.
Go for it.
But the Stephen A. and LeBron stuff, like it's actually getting even more out of hand.
Yeah, LeBron said a couple things today, and Steven responded. You want to read what Steven responded?
Yeah, he has I see 2 different things. Stephen A. Smith said that he would have swung on LeBron, and the exact quote is, "If that man would have put his hands on me, I would have immediately swung on him immediately."
Okay,
and
where is that from?
Well, that sounds like that's from Central.
That's Central. That's definitely Central.
No, it's Central.
Oh.
Even Mark Phillips has the quote to squint. It says, "Squint's eyes." Yeah, that says Central. And it's a video too. I'm putting that in the group message. Hold up, I'll put it in the group message.
Now I see the other one where he's talking about his son's a liar and all that.
Well, the other one that I see is I see it right below it is from Legion Hoops, which is a verified account, and it says it's quote unquote, "When you retire, let's see how much I talk about you then. You won't matter much, I promise you," for when LeBron James retires.
Let me tell you something. Nobody is going to care about Stephen A. Smith the way they're going to care about LeBron.
Yeah, but it's a show. Like he's doing it.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, man.
Connection acting crazy, bro. I've been trying to talk for the longest, bro.
It's all good. Continue, Solomon.
I'm saying, Steve, like it's not like obviously we talk about controversial stuff too. Like that's what this show is for. I don't really see it being personal because like I think it's just for the views. It's like clickbait at this point. And it's like First Take. It's a good show, but like since Shannon Sharp has left, like I'm talking about a different show.
Undisputed.
I think it's just clickbait. It's kind of childish. Like it doesn't make sense to me for him to like be saying stuff like that because like I don't know. I think it's just clickbait. Like at the end of the day, like they could totally be chill behind doors and they're just doing it just to like bring some attention to like what's going on in the NBA right now. Because like outside of like playoffs coming around, there hasn't been much going on. So it's just like that's fine. So let's create some drama.
6 out of 10 rage bait.
I just wanted to share it.
Yeah, it's I think I just need to wait for a little bit more details. That's all. Can't really dig right now, so I don't want to comment on something and then go back on it. But I will comment on something. Russell Wilson says he expects to be the day 1 starter. Giants at number 3 right now. Rumors that the Dallas are trying to find a way to get Dakota Prescott to Cleveland and move Micah Parsons. With all those things expected, what if the Cowboys traded away Micah and then got a way to move Dak to do a pick swap with somehow, some way, Cleveland or the Patriots, and they got Shador? How does that look for Dallas getting Shador, or how does it look for the Giants if they drafted Shador at 3rd?
I mean, I don't see the Giants getting Shador personally. Like, do I think that's a good fit? I do. But what was the point of signing 2 quarterbacks out of free agency and then re-signing your backup quarterback from last year?
Right.
If you're going to draft a quarterback. So That's why I personally think they're out on it. I think they're going to look for a skilled guy or some type of edge rusher. But for Dallas, here's the thing: if this was any other organization, but there's only a handful of organizations that I think could be delusional to have a thought process like this, where they think it's somehow better to trade your core pieces, your great edge rusher, your solid. I'll say that's at least a solid quarterback. I think we agree with that. He's solid. I'm not saying Pro Bowl. I'm not saying great. I'm saying solid. He's better than most backups, but and then get rid of them, but you were able to sign Osa Digizua to a pretty big contract. You got CD Lamb to resign and stuff like that. In that aspect, I wouldn't think like, oh, you'll draft a quarterback, but no, being the Cowboys, I don't know if they actually have a plan. So part of me thinks that the front office is going against each other. That there's no one's on the same page in there. Because if you want to go quarterback, why this class, not next class? See how you do at least with 1 year with Dak. Why get a new hold head coach?
Go ahead.
That was your offensive coordinator last year.
I mean, the front office of the Cowboys is Jerry Jones, but first off, but yeah. I think if those are the conversations we're talking about trading Dak and possibly trading Micah Parsons, like they're only going to trade one of them, and it's for the purpose of opening up that salary cap a little bit. I think that if Dallas were to trade Mike Parsons, you're going to have a similar situation to how the Mavs fans reacted to Luka, right? I think that Dallas fans are okay with trading away Dak Prescott. I think everybody's kind of over how that's been going for Dallas. But trading away one of the best defensive ends in the NFL, like, you better get a haul if you're going to do it, and it's not going to make people in Dallas, like, happy to do it.
Well, they're not going to get a haul because they have to pay him. Not that many teams can pay him.
Yeah, he's going to be a little discount.
Absolutely.
I still see a first-round pick at least. I still see a first-round pick, but he's not going to be like four first-round picks.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't it wouldn't make sense to me to trade away Mike Parsons. Like, if you're going to pay anybody on the team,
it does if you know you can't afford him. If you know you can't afford him, why keep him for a year where you're not going to win, where you can have somebody for like a cheap that someone is desperate to get, and you can draft another, because there is a ton of talent in this year's draft, just not at the quarterback, not superstar talent at the quarterback. There is star talent, but not superstar. But there's some ridiculously. Go ahead, Matt.
Even if you get a top pick, you don't have to get a quarterback.
No.
Well, you get Abdul Carter. You're going to trade away Micah.
But here's the issue I have with Abdul Carter. If you're going to get rid of Micah, why give Abdul Carter? We know
he's cheaper on a longer deal, bro. That's a redundant.
He's cheaper, but Micah's guaranteed. You know who Micah is.
He's guaranteed for what? For how long? Rookie contracts are 4 years. They're 4 years.
But Grayson, I'm talking about talent. We know Micah's all pro.
Okay, we get that.
That's a fact.
The Cowboys don't have money. The Cowboys don't have money.
But I get that, but at the same time, it's just like, okay, so in 4 years, if Abdul Carter doesn't work out, are we going to trade for another edge rusher and trade him?
No, in 4 years, you're going to have way more room because Dakota's got to go. You have nobody on the other side of CD. You have no DB except for Trevon Diggs. You have no premier running back, and half your line is retired.
I think the wrong is solid.
You got to pay.
But I get that, but I'm saying the issue is not Micah, the issue is Dak.
Oh, yeah, we know that.
But he's already paid.
Mm-hmm.
With no trade clause.
I think the thing is that Micah has talked about how he wants to stay in Dallas. There is a chance that he could take less money than he probably should just to stay in Dallas. I think it's just the fact of, like...
At the same time, he's sort of made comments about being really happy with having $40 million per year.
Well, he's not going to get a pay cut. He want to get paid.
How much does he want to win in Dallas? That's a conversation to have.
Okay, so looking around the NFL, Matt, you're first. Go ahead and do a, what are you doing? Give me one.
Oh, okay. I have to actually think real quick. I mean, I don't want to do what I've done before, like with the Jaguars or 49ers or the Ravens.
That's fine.
But I'll go with the Texans. I know they've made some moves to try to give C.J. Stroud some weapons and everything. And yeah, I like the signing of C.J. Gardner-Johnson, but at the same time, trading your offensive line, I get it. They struggled last year, but it's not like you traded them for anything better. Laramie Tunsil, yeah, he had holding issue, but but who is going to be that much better than Laramie Tunsil you're going to get out of this past free agency, which they didn't get? Who's going to be that much better in the draft where they're picking? At least we know Laramie Tunsil was an all-pro like a year or two ago, so he's still good. Kenyon Green, I could get that. He just hasn't worked out, and they got rid of, what's his name? Former Patriots. He was a guard. Shaq Mason, I believe. Who, yeah, he had a decline, but at the same time, again, you know he's good. It's just he wasn't all-pro.
Is Shaq Mason still a free agent?
I believe so. I don't recall if anyone got him. I'll have to check it real quick. From what I see, I just see that Shaq Mason has been released.
Yeah, free agent. Yeah, about 10 seconds.
Well, this is from March 15th, if this says anything. Brandon, top available free agent guards. Brandon Sheriff, Will Hernandez, and Shaq Mason.
Yep.
But even then, I just don't want to see what their plan is to take over the AFC South.
Solomon, you got one? Oh, you didn't do it, Matt.
I think I'm somewhere stuck between. Go ahead.
Texans, what are you doing?
Oh, I thought, okay. Texans, what are you doing?
Yeah. All right, Solomon.
I guess we'll go with let's go Cowboys. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I think my kind of approach to that is like, do you have? Well, obviously, I think the trade rumor stuff was just kind of out of a fantasy. Like you can't do this with Micah Parsons. But like, what is the plan? Like, if you don't trade with the Giants, how are you going to get up in the draft to draft a quarterback? Right? Because I think that's kind of the idea. But that you would want to do as the Cowboys, but there is no Cooper Rush anymore, so there's not someone to just suck away a year for you. I think Cowboys fans for a long, long time have been waiting for the Cowboys front office to do something. I feel like every time the draft comes around, we're like, all right, what are the Cowboys going to do? What are they going to draft? What do they need? And they never quite get it right. Like, it feels like sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And I think Cowboys fans are tired of sitting around waiting for the glory ages to come back. Like, they want action.
New York Giants, what are you doing? You have a projected 4.5 wins next year when Jameis Winston signed. Russell Wilson then signs, and your new projected wins for next season are 4.5 wins. There's a big discussion over the Russell Wilson debate with Aaron Rodgers on where they sign and where they go. And I'll tell you this, Russell Wilson is not a needle mover in New York, period, either one. You have no answer in the running back. You have a decent number one receiver / shot, and I don't know what's going on with your defense. Are you going to trade Thibodeau? Like, what is the plan? Giants, what are you doing? Are you going to wait 1 year, tank it out, and go for a Manning replacement? A Manning? Hey, I like that. And it's interesting that out of all the time ever in the history of the New York Giants, I hate to say this, New York Giants being a franchise, this is a confirmed first year that we're going to have a black quarterback starting week 1. Does that mean they're just tanking from week 1? Because they just clearly don't care. I'm pretty sure they're the only team. Somebody has to prove me I'm wrong. They're the only team in the NFL that has never had a black quarterback start week 1. So, Giants, what are you doing? Matt, one more?
Oh, I was actually going to ask if I could do one more. And here's the thing: this is not going to be like the actual like what are you doing like in a bad way. But Patriots, what are you doing?
Yeah, like what are you up to?
We talked about it. Yeah, kind of like I'm intrigued. Like we talked.
I'm sorry. Can you start over?
Yeah. Just Patriots. What are you doing? I'm kind of intrigued with their situation. Like we made a comment a couple weeks ago that they made moves, some mixed, like some that were pretty good, but some that were questionable. But they got Stephon Diggs, and no, he's not the same Stephon Diggs. He's not going to be this elite wide receiver. But he'll be good. It's interesting with what they're building and everything, with the cap space available, where they got in the draft. We talked about it in the group message, and I just put it out on because we were talking about Micah, about they got the cap space if they want to get a Micah, because they can actually pay him. Trade him, get a top 3 edge rusher in the NFL. And then that team could be very interesting, especially with the Dolphins having a very rough year last year. Then you got the Bills, who are still the Bills, so they're going to be your biggest competition. And then the Jets, who are always going to be Jets. So it's like, I think that some of them are seeing like, hey, we might got something here. And especially with Mike Vrabel coming back as the coach. We saw he had success in Tennessee, so I think he actually knows what he wants to build, which is the biggest difference between Gerard Mayo from last year. He has it. So it's going to be interesting.
Solomon?
I don't think I really have another one, to be fair. You guys took all of my what are you doing?
It's okay. Okay, so I'll do this one, and then we'll do one for basketball, and then we'll switch to opening day. What are you doing, Indianapolis Colts? Jesus Lord. I mean, I am so underwhelmed by the moves that they're making, and I'm sitting here like the Houston Texans are in a realm where they are boom or bust to be a 13-win team or possibly a 9-win team, 8-win team next season. The Jacksonville Jaguars are a poverty franchise. And the Tennessee Titans will have the number 1 pick next year too. So, I mean, the Colts, what are you doing? Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson, quarterback battle? That's disgusting. Like, how can you sell tickets with that? What other, I mean, let's look at these offseason. David Long, cool. Cameron Bynum, cool. Corey Bell, cool. Trevarius Ward, fantastic. But how much of the gap will he close? How good will he be on his return? Indianapolis Colts, what are you doing? Man. NBA, Matt, you want to pick a team?
I'm going to go Atlanta Hawks. What are you doing?
Ooh.
So we talked about the Hawks and everything. The past few years, you notice a big decline. They were at one point a good 5-6 years back. How long has it been? Like 4 years when they made the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah, that's probably 3 years ago.
Yeah. So, but it feels like forever for some reason, especially after the decline they've been having. And it's just like, okay, like young talent, awesome. Like, you get all the young talent, but it's like, okay, when is someone going to be a game changer? Are you wanting to build young talent? Are you trying to find a new superstar? Are you trying to build something around Trae Young? Or are you trying to find something to replace Trae Young and build a new culture there? Because if you trade Trae Young, you could get some pretty interesting offers, I personally believe. He might not be a top trade asset, but he will be in high demand. Don't get me wrong. So I'm just curious what this offseason is going to do. Is it going to be another year wondering if Trae Young is going to get traded, or is it going to be they say he's our guy, we're building this team around him, or what's going to happen? I'm just curious what's going to happen this offseason, if they're going to do one more year of this.
Time. Solomon, you got one?
That's tough. I'll pick one out. I'll go with Kings. Kings, what are y'all doing? It felt like 2 years ago, Kings were like finally kind of putting pieces together to put their franchise back on the map. They got to the playoffs for the first time in like 15 years or something crazy like that. And then they go away and they trade De'Aaron Fox away. And you end up with the old Chicago Bulls roster, essentially speaking. And, you make a move in the preseason. before the season started to bring DeMar DeRozan to the team, and that felt at the time like it was a good move, and just didn't really seem to click. And I just don't know what the outlook looks like for that team. The problem is, I think for them is that they're good enough to win games where they're not going to get a draft pick, but they're bad enough where they're always going to be fighting for that play-in spot and just not really putting the right pieces together. And for a team that was really exciting and interesting to watch, you kind of just, expected something more.
Milwaukee Bucks, what are you doing? You did all that to get Damian Lillard, and look what's happened now. Oh, Chris Middleton's the problem. Off a double ankle surgery. Let's throw him away. Kuzma, what are you doing? Oh, I feel so bad for Giannis. No, you don't. Listen, Giannis was given the keys to Milwaukee. All of Wisconsin. Is Milwaukee in Wisconsin? It is. And you're telling me you're feeling sorry for him when he created this problem for himself? No. I don't feel sorry for you. You got that coach fired. You got the coach before that fired. You got the coach before that fired after getting him a ring. Look, man, hold that, sit there, and process, and then think, what am I doing? I wouldn't be surprised if we see Giannis on the move within the next 2 seasons. I wouldn't be surprised if Dame is playing his last couple of little rounds and he heads off in the sunset with no rings as expected. Kyle Kuzma, that trade was that was the nail in the coffin for, their season's done. Their season's toast for me. Matt, any more?
I'll do one more. Indiana Pacers, what are you doing? They're just that team who's always in the playoffs and it's just like, okay, what else? What's going on from here? Like, ever since the Paul George Pacers team, it's just like they're like the most like you never hear about them. You just like, oh, they're going to be in the playoffs. They might win the first round, but most likely they're not. They have made a couple runs before, but it's just getting to a point. It's like, okay, this is just getting stale. We get it. You love Tyrese. I get it. Miles Turner, he's been doing great, but at some point, if you want to actually be serious and not just be another team just in some champion contenders way, then you have to do something. If it's starting from the ground up, trading someone like Miles Turner to get some assets to potentially get another star or / superstar, or something has to go down, because right now all they are is just a stepping stone. They're just a step on the staircase. Until they do something to just either say, we're finding our next person in the draft, so they're going to tank, or whatever the case is, or start rebuilding, or we're going to try to get some more pieces. I just don't see what their plan is to make them championship contenders, so I don't know what they're doing.
Solomon, anymore?
I have more of a what are you gonna do than what are you doing?
Yeah, so what are you doing? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna shout out 76ers. What are you doing? I mean, we're talking about an organization that we would probably on paper put in conversation for one of the top 3 teams in the East, or what should be the top 3 teams in the East. You go and trade for Paul George, and that was a disaster. He couldn't stay healthy. You can't keep him beat in the court. Tyrese Maxey's back hurts. I mean, there's just issue upon issue with that team. And at this point, you're in that situation, and I'm going to reference another team, the Bruins in the NHL, where you just keep trying to acquire things to try to push yourself over the edge to get to the championship, and it just comes back to bite you. And it just bites them over and over and over again. And I think at this time, you might be looking at a rebuild phase in Philadelphia, genuinely, right? Embiid proves he can't stay healthy on the court. I don't know how much longer you can keep Maxey there in Philadelphia, and I just don't have any faith in Paul George. I don't. They got an interesting pick. They really did in that one kid,
Jared McCain.
Yes, I think he's really good talent, but you got to build something more there. There has to be more, and you can't go out in the free agency to find it.
I agree. So switching gears, I'm gonna leave the Lakers alone. I'm gonna leave the Lakers alone. Switching gears.
Well, if y'all going to talk about baseball, I'm actually going to head out because I have to actually get ready to get some rest for work tomorrow.
Got you.
But y'all have a good one, all right?
I appreciate you, man.
For sure.
All right. And then there was 4. Well, the other day we mentioned that opening day was around the corner. We did a little small conversation about team total wins, and we went by division on first, last, and somewhere in between. Looking at the projected over a couple of different rosters, CBS, Fox, ESPN, they all have about the same thing. And I mentioned that I only felt like maybe, possibly, there's going to be 1 or 2 teams other than the Dodgers that has floating to 95 wins. Well, there are only 3 teams in the entire league that are projected over 90 wins. You want to take a guess at those 3 teams? Outside the Dodgers, of course.
You have to say the Cubs.
Well, it's not the
Are the
Cubs.
Phillies good?
Darn. Solomon, you want to take a guess? And Solomon is not here. So the 3 teams are all in the same division: the Mets, Braves, and the Phillies. It's very interesting to see how that's going to turn out, that division. I still see the Phillies as the best team in that division in terms of history, chemistry, talent, ability to get it done. But I wouldn't be surprised if everyone stays healthy. So the problem with the Braves is that they can't stay healthy. So that takes like 5-6 wins off of their thing already, off playing off injuries. I just don't see it. But if they can stay healthy, I'm pretty sure they can compete with getting the 95. Definitely see that. I do see all of them getting 90 wins, though. You know anything about baseball, Derek? Casual?
I'm back.
Casual. Like internet. Like whatever's popping around.
Fair. Solomon, you're back?
I'm back.
Okay, opening day projections. I did a little stat about some the projected wins, but actually I guess we can do that really fast. Dodgers 103.5, over or under?
Say the number again.
103.5.
Wins in the season. I want to say over. I have Dodgers slated to 100 games this season.
Yeah, over. I got him at like 106. Braves 93.5.
I'm going to say over. They're going to have a healthy Acuna back before the end of the season. They're going to have a healthy Spencer Strider back before the end of the season.
Yeah, I'm going to say over, maybe 94. Not healthy. Yeah. Well, yeah, man, they're not healthy. 88 around there. Phillies 91.5.
This is tough. I'm going to say under with them because I think the Mets are the other team in that division that can get 90 wins.
Oh, so you didn't hear that. In the ESPN, Fox, and CBS, they all had 3 teams outside of the Dodgers over 90 wins. The 3 teams were the Braves, Phillies, and Mets.
I guess it's possible with the new schedule. So, yeah, I say over then.
Yeah. I got them at 95 for me, taken from the Braves. And then Mets, 90.5.
Yeah, I'd say over.
Over as well. Yankees.
I think they're intriguing.
Yeah, I got to see what it looks like in game. Potential for sure. Yankees 89.5.
This one's tough. It's like 7 games above 500. I'm gonna go under. I think that losing Garrett Cole is a big problem.
Absolutely. I think we're slightly under. I think if the Yankees win 90, 93 games, we're going to World Series.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's not even debatable.
If you can find production from somebody else that can come close to Cole, then And that's not Max Fried, right? Because Max Fried, in addition to having Colbert,
Yep.
and you find it from your other guys, then like the Dodgers, the Yankees are dangerous. It's essentially the same lineup. Cody Bellinger is interesting. You are playing a left-handed bat at Yankee Stadium. We all know how left-handed bats, statistically speaking, are supposed to play at Yankee Stadium.
Yep.
I think if everything clicks, they're above 90, but I think right now how I'm seeing it, I'm just like them slightly under 89.5.
Yeah, I got him like 87, 86 maybe, which I would be okay with.
Yeah.
Because I think in the AL, that's still playoffs.
Probably so, but we'll go through the rest of the names. But
Yeah.
I think there's a chance that the AL could pretty stack this year too.
Orioles 87.5. That's interesting. I kind of got under on that. What do you got?
I have an under 2. There's been people that say that the Orioles are gonna like win the division. I just have so many concerns and questions about their pitching. They lost Grayson Rodriguez to start the season. Obviously, it's only like 2 weeks or so, but he's had, I think it's an elbow issue, and that's a pretty big arm to miss. And what they added, not really there. Adley Rutschman having a better season doesn't necessarily make the Orioles like crazy better. Like it's just really their pitching, and you lost one of the best pitchers in baseball, in Corbin Burns, to free agency.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. And how is Felix going to come back from that surgery as well?
Injury. Yeah.
Yep. Astros 87.5. That is way too damn high. I'm going ridiculous. I'm going under.
Oh, what?
What are you saying?
87.5 for the Strokes.
Yeah.
Hunter Brown's a dog. Can't lie. Like their pitching is good. Let's not forget that the Astros pitching still is good when healthy.
It's fun.
The bullpen's not bad. I just have questions about their offense, right? And obviously they could come out clicking, right? You have Cam Smith getting called up. Paredes is a good fit for that ballpark.
Yeah, that's the Cubs guy, right? The Smith, that's the guy from the Cubs, right?
Yeah, Cam Smith, that's the one they got in the deal for Kyle Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
Paredes is another one. Yeah, also you have Christian Walker. He is day to day right now. I don't know what the exact details of injury. Like they made moves to keep their lineup consistent.
We just haven't seen it. We haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
I think
I'm gonna say under.
I'm gonna say under 2. If they're at 87.5, Jordan's MVP of the AL.
He's dropping 40, 100%.
Yeah. Red Sox 86.5. I'm gonna say over. Barely under 90, 89, maybe around there. Diamondbacks 86.5. Bounce back year for the Diamondbacks. I wouldn't be surprised if they were over.
86.5. I could see over. I think they've made good moves. It's just whether or not those moves work out. Losing Christian Walker is a pretty big piece to replace, though.
That's true.
Eugenio Suarez strikes out a lot, but he's going to still hit you your 30 bombs. But you have a really good pitching rotation in a division that you need a good pitching rotation in.
Absolutely. They have one of the best pitch rotations in baseball.
For sure. And even though like they're not playing solely against their division all season long, pitching gets you pretty far.
Yeah. Oh, and not to mention, Crochet is probably from the Red Sox probably gonna win a Cy this year, more than likely.
Oh, I would love to see it. Last one we had was Rick Porcello, so
I mean, you just look at our division alone, and the swing K ratio is so bad against the Yankees, against the Orioles, the Blue Jays. I mean, they just don't know how to take a walk to save their life. So, alone, he's going to stat pad in the division. You know?
I think it was a great acquisition. Obviously, I think the question marks for a lot of people is the fact that, like, you know, everybody's like, well, he didn't pitch a full season last season. And it's like, all right, let's not forget that the White Sox shut him down in order to protect him so they could excuse my language, so they could trade him this offseason. Like, that was the whole point. That's the whole reason they did it. It's like just stereotypical when you have a good pitcher like that and you're in a situation that the White Sox are in. Like, there's no reason to take your biggest asset and put it at risk, right? So,
well, yeah,
100%. But did it make sense? Yeah, 100%.
No, that's one team did the exact same thing with the guy in the NL, and he doesn't get nearly enough slack as Crochet does. Paul Skeens. He did not pitch the whole year. He got shut down as well. He went in 2 innings against the Yankees, and they pulled them for no reason. So, same thing. We don't know how he's going to play a whole season. When people are seeing those pictures, it's great. It's cute now because it's a Rubik's Cube because you haven't solved it yet. It's a jigsaw. You haven't solved it yet. But when people get on his keys and they can look at that tablet, it's going to be a different ball game. You know, I'm not saying that he won't be as good, but I mean, you can't make that. That frustrates me. People making an argument for certain pitchers but not others. That's not fair. Yeah. Just because he throws it cuter, like what? Just because he has a bigger pitch arsenal, just because he has a more popular stature and social media clout,
Not necessarily the social media clout. I think the reason that Skeens didn't get the same treatment that Crochet is that Crochet was only a starter for the first time this season, right?
And it was on the White Sox. I get it.
Really solid relief pitcher for the White Sox before he became a starter, but like he's still a talented pitcher. Like there's no reason that there should be any concerns or anything like that. I think you can still get 200 innings out of it. If you get 200 innings out of Crochet, you're looking at 200 strikeout season for sure. I mean, he pitched 140 innings last year and had how many Ks? Like it's insane. I mean, if you look at it, what he did in spring training, like he's had a crazy spring training too. I think he had like 0.94 ERA with over 20 strikeouts across all those games. So like,
he looked good. I said that in a group chat that he looked good in spring training. But I mean, there's bigger question marks. Clay Holmes is a starting pitcher in New York Mets, and people are just act like that means nothing. Dude, what? Like, are we serious right now? Like, okay, Michael King kind of worked going to San Diego, but he got flipped upside down and RKO'd in the playoffs when it mattered. He looked great at one point, other times it didn't. I don't see Clay Holmes doing, and forgive me if I'm wrong, I'm looking at this right now. Clay Holmes did have the lowest batting average. Okay. Yeah.
He did have a 0.94 ERA in spring training.
Right. Good job. You know what I mean? But okay, bud, let's see it over 162. Yeah. Are you pitching 5-6 innings 20 times? 16 times? Can you at least get 12? Can you go 12-3? Can you go 15-4? I don't see it with Clay Holmes. I don't.
With how the Mets have lined him up, obviously, like they're saying he's their ace, he's the opening day starter, which makes sense. There's nothing in the Mets rotation. I'm like, oh, there's a lot here. Like Cody Senga was obviously had a lot of clout when he came in the league.
That was a flop
2 years ago, but like really, yeah, 100%. Like he's solid. Yes, he is solid. But like with all the hype that was around him, he's not a Shohei Ohtani. He's not a Yamamoto. He's not like that type of guy.
No.
And that was kind of like the hype that was, around him when everybody was like looking to sign him.
I don't think he's better than bro in Chicago. Imanaga?
Oh, that's a tough conversation because I think they're both equally meh.
I didn't say that either of them was good. I just said I don't think he's better than the other one.
Yeah, for sure. I can agree with that. Yeah, I think opening day is gonna be interesting, and we get to see a lot of premier matchups. Obviously, it's opening day, so you're not going to see a lot of the starters. For anybody that's doing sports betting or like DraftKings related stuff, don't pay a premium price for your starters. They're only going to go 5 innings, maybe 6. You're not going to get 7 innings out of a guy. If you take Crochet, he's going to get pulled after 5 or 6 innings. Doesn't matter if he's no hitting the Rangers on opening day. Like those guys aren't going to go well. There's a lot of other value in those areas, but like it's gonna be fun. Opening day is always blast, but just something to keep in mind. Like don't expect no hitters or anything like that on opening day.
Yeah, I agree. I was telling my wife this yesterday that I was gonna get up 9:55, have some brews ready on the table, be ready to drink and watch all day, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, the game is at 12, not 10. Great, 2 more hours of sleep. The game's at 12, not 10. Now I have to eat while I watch, and I'm about to watch Carlos Rondon get bombed. And that's going to make me sick because a part of me is just like, the Yankees are going to lose the opening day. I don't trust Rondon as an ace. I don't feel like he is a quality. It was a waste of money. I like him, but I don't see Rondon being a guy. He needs to be in order for us to be competitive, but I don't see it happening opening day. I will be happy if we won, but I do see Milwaukee winning tomorrow. With Freddie. Freddie's a phenomenal pitcher, and I wish they would just let him go, but that's not going to work, huh?
No, I don't think so. I do like the Brewers. What are the opening day matchups? I have some of them because I did some DraftKings sleeps, but I can't remember all of them off the top of the head. Something else to keep in mind for opening day tomorrow is there's a lot of rain in the central United States. So hopefully none of the games get rained out, but there is that possibility that does happen.
That's a good call. Zach Eflin versus Berrios. I got Baltimore Orioles putting a beat down on the Blue Jays. Probably a slow start, but I think that game's going to like 7-3 or something.
I think if the Orioles can get to the Blue Jays bullpen,
it's over.
Yeah. Berrios is not a bad pitcher by any means. Did he have a slow start to the season last year? But let's not forget the year before that, man was absolutely dominating American League in pitching. He's a solid guy if he can find his stride early enough. He does have issues, I think, with the long ball and walking guys, but still a talented starter. But I think the Orioles lineup is just drastically better. If you're a Toronto fan, you're expecting a revival from Bo Bichette because he had an abysmal year for his standards last year. But the Orioles lineup's just too good. Right? It's just that question of the starting pitching and what they're going to get in the first 5 innings. And if Toronto doesn't get to Eflin early, that's a rough match for them.
Jackson Holiday, what you think?
Oh, man, did he have it rough when they called him up? And I mean rough. I don't think anybody has celebrated a first MLB hit more than Baltimore Orioles fans did when he started the season 0 for like 20, was it 25 or something like that?
He wound up being like 1 for 32, 37 or something. It was bad.
Yeah, it was egregious. He's talented. Don't get it twisted. Any way you look about it, he is a very talented player. The Orioles are to give him, his flowers and let him figure it out. I think if the Orioles have a season that we didn't really expect, he's going to be the big reason why. I think, from that offensive standpoint, you know what you're going to get like Colton Cowser, you know what you're supposed to get out of Adley Rutschman, you know you're going to get out of Westbrook, you know you're going to get out of Gunnar Henderson. Like you have dudes. It's just where are the guys that maybe need time to figure it out? How well do they do early on? Right, it's the same question with Kristen Campbell for the Red Sox, right? I have high hopes for the kid, but how early and how quickly is he going to settle in to playing second base for the big boys?
Yeah, I'm looking at his defensive cues, looking at him batting, it's like he just got happy feet. He's just excited, man. He's just a little nervous, and it's like you can't give him that excuse for too long. But then you take him down to the minor leagues, and he's batting 400 again, and you bring him back up, and his batting average tanks more. And now he's staring instead of swinging at everything, and he's watching the pitches go by. I mean, it's just too many problems. His bat, he had more different batting stances than Cody Bellinger in a stretch of 11 games. It was insane. I really hope that works out for him, but not too much because I don't need them to be fully kitted up because then it's going to be really hard to beat them.
Yeah. I mean, if you're batting, if you look at his minor league career stats, and obviously it's the minor league, so I'm not saying like he's the GOAT by any means, but if you're batting what Jackson Holiday is batting in the minor leagues consistently, like they send him down and he still like just dominates, the minor league system. He's got the ability, he's got the talent. He just has to put the pieces together at the highest level.
Yeah.
And so I think it's there. It's just going to take some time. It's just hopefully it's another year before that time really sets in for all of us in the division that don't want the Orioles to win. But he's going to be fun to watch. He's going to sell tickets. He's got the ability. He's got the talent. He just has to put it all together.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot of games, so let's turn these into speed takes. Phillies Nationals. Phillies by a long shot. I don't think that's competitive. Yeah, it's not competitive. Zach Willer's going to pitch a virtuoso.
I don't have a lot of faith in Mackenzie Gore. I think he's got the talent. I just don't. I think that's a hard test early in the season.
Yeah, that is a hard test, but I think it's something that he needs, and I think he's probably top 10 lefties in the game right now. He's not bad.
No, he's not bad at all. It's just it's been actually it's tough. It is that is a tough team to have slated day one. And if he shows out, like Mackenzie Gore could be set up for a really good season. I mean, he had it figured out, but I think he kind of had a rough spring training. And I think the biggest thing with Mackenzie Gore is if he walks guys, like they're not gonna have a chance to win that game.
Right. Guardians Royals. That's interesting. Who we got? Tanner Bibby, Cole Reagans. I'm probably gonna say Cleveland, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Royals do something. I kind of got Bobby in MVP conversation again, so it'd be interesting to see his response from how bad he did in the playoffs. Man, he put up a stinker against New York.
We have the Royals. I have a lot of faith in that Royals team. I don't think they're in the division. Obviously, they have the Tigers slated to do it. But they've made some really interesting moves in the offseason. Reagans is a dog. He also, I think he's going to have a pretty good season. Obviously, it's hard not to have a good season as a pitcher in that ballpark. The Royals are an interesting one. We know that the Royals as an organization and what they can do with a really scrappy team.
Right. Atlanta Braves versus the Padres. Look, I got the Braves winning this game, but I have Tatis as an MVP in the NL. I know that's random, probably, but I got it. And I think this is going to be a great campaign for him hitting against lefties. I think he has a great debut game. And I think even though the Padres lose, it's a sign that post Jurickson Profar, they're going to be okay.
Braves Padres definitely interesting.
Michael King, Chris Sale.
I don't have the faith in another sales season. I really don't. There's a lot of hype around it. I think it was a rare occurrence and kind of like a FU to the Red Sox. They trade him away, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's the worst decision that the Red Sox ever made." Trust me, we made worse. I have doubts about Chris Sale's ability to do it again. I like Michael King as a pitcher. I really do. I'd probably also pick the Padres in this situation. The Braves, they added the outfield pieces to recovers while Acuna kind of gets back on track. I just think that the Padres are going to come out and hit early.
Yeah. Tigers, Dodgers. Let me get Scooball. Let me get Scooball. I think Blake Snell puts up a complete stinker. He's going to get fried and dried, and then they probably won't win another game in the series.
Is Mookie Betts back?
Mookie Betts is not back.
He's not
from what I heard, he's not playing. Oh, Dodgers report. Yeah, Mookie Betts is playing. The Dodgers injury report is Kopech, Henriquez, Phillips, Gosselin, and Hurt. That's it.
So, Kubal, great pitcher. Do I think he can repeat the Cy Young? I don't think so. I think it goes to Crochet.
Right. It'll be close. It'll be close out of them too.
It'll be close. I don't think that he has the same ERA that he did this past season. He is up to 100 though. There's kind of some reports I'm seeing. That game is so tough. I think the Dodgers offense is going to be ready before the Tigers is, right? I think Tigers have a great year. I just think in this particular opening day situation, this opening series, I think the Dodgers offense is ready to go.
Red Sox, Rangers. That's an interesting one. I don't know what the Rangers are doing with Kumar and Mr. Letter. If they're both going to be bullpen pitchers, that's so confusing. I don't know how they're doing it. But with no Corey Seager, huh?
I know. So both Leiter and Kumar, by the way, have made the opening day rotation.
Okay, so they're part of the starting pitchers.
They are part of the starting rotation.
Interesting. Okay, but Corey Seager is not playing tomorrow. And who else do we have not playing tomorrow? That's it in terms of the Rangers. And then we got Yoshida, which I really like. I really like Yoshida. He's a good hitter for the Boston Red Sox. Tristan Casas, which not that big of a deal, really. That's about it in terms of that. Relief pitching, got a couple people out for the Boston Red Sox, but I don't think it's going to matter tomorrow. Nathan Eovaldi's cool, but Crochet is going to pull that, I'm that guy. So Red Sox don't got to score a ton of runs. They probably win like 3-1 or something.
Eovaldi generally shows up pretty well against the Red Sox, does really well in the opening season. I think the Red Sox can get to him early and enough for Crochet to settle in. I think he's going to have 8 or 9 Ks. I really do. Obviously, everybody's talking about the scary Rangers offense, this and that. Obviously, we see what they can do with that offense when healthy. I'm just
a lot of runs.
Copium right now, and I think we come out with a win.
We got 10 minutes, so we got to get moving. Pirates, Marlins. Pirates.
Oh, that's so tough. God, both those offenses are abysmal. But you have a great pitching matchup with Paul Skeens and Sandy Alcantara. But like I said earlier, pitching matchups,
I don't think the Pirates' offense is as bad as it seems anymore. They're fully healthy. They got O'Neal Cruz, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, Adam Frazier, Joey Bart. Like, they have pieces.
I'm gonna go
Sawinski.
In this one.
You got who?
Marlins late.
Oh, okay.
Late in the game. I'm gonna say Marlins late in the game. I think that the Marlins are willing to let Alcantara go longer than the Pirates are willing to let Paul Skeens go longer.
That's true.
Because the Marlins want to trade Alcantara.
Absolutely, that's true. Giants, Reds. Hunter Green is a demon. I like Logan Webb, but Hunter Green's a demon. Mike got the Reds sneaking this one against the Giants. Just this one.
I would agree. I'm not a big fan of the Giants. I just don't. They're kind of one of those teams that are really mediocre. They're there every year. Like technically, like they're above 500, but like they're just not. I don't know. I feel like they're missing something.
Yeah. Angels, White Sox. That's probably not going to get watched.
Let's take the Angels in that one.
Angels, yeah.
Honestly.
The White Sox might break their record again. Mets, Astros. That's going to be fun, but I want to go with the. I want to go with the Astros. I don't believe in Clay Holmes. I think he's going to get teed up, and it's going to give some early confidence to the Astros.
They're playing in Houston?
Yeah, they're playing in Houston.
Yeah,
which means Juan Soto's definitely going to go deep, but that's about it.
Yeah, I got the pros of this one. I do believe in Clay Holmes a little bit. I don't think we're talking like a 2 ERA. We're talking like a 3.5. But Astros opening day. If you ever been to Minute Maid Park, in opening day playoff atmosphere, tough place to play.
It's hot.
Tough place to play.
It's definitely hot. Yeah. Twins, Cardinals. That should be a fun game. That should be some really good. That's like watching the Spurs and the Spurs play. Popovich. Fundamental baseball. It's gonna be fun, electric, good outfield. Probably got the Twins winning this one. I like Pablo Lopez. He can spin the ball, but Sonny Gray's no chump either.
I think it's a high-scoring game. Pablo Lopez had a stinker of a season last year. He kind of brought it back towards the end.
Yeah.
Sonny Gray is a coin flip pitcher too. He had a really good season, like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But he's just one of those guys. He's one of those veteran guys you bring in to help out the rotation. They have a young rotation. I just think that the Twins offense is a little bit better right now at this time than the Cincinnati's offenses.
Cubs, Diamondbacks.
There are a lot of Ks in that Minnesota team before we move on.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah. Cubs, Diamondbacks. That's going to be fun. I think that one's going to be more of a high-scoring game than expected. I think the Diamondbacks are definitely feeling a little animosity from the fact they literally couldn't score, and that's why they didn't make it to the World Series last year. Because, man, they had the ability to throw the ball, they just couldn't score.
Yeah, I got the Diamondbacks in this one. I'm not a believer in the Cubs.
Me either.
Everybody's got the Cubs. I'm just not there. We saw what they do against the Dodgers. Obviously, it was a 2-game thing before the really opening day, yada. Yeah, if that's the best you're going to do against the World Series champs, and I know it's early in the season, dude, they struggle against elite pitching, and to be fair, Sasaki and Yamamoto didn't have their best stuff.
Yeah, and we talked about that a couple episodes ago. They weren't even pitching their best stuff, and it's like, it's abysmal watching the Cubs. It's like, ugh, it's so. They're missing a lot.
That lineup, you see that lineup, you're like, oh, they're gonna do damage, and then you watch them, and like, oh,
what is this, minor leagues? Yeah, like, is it spring training? So maybe they just need to get the training wheels off still and keep it moving. But I was very I had to clean my glasses a couple times trying to watch that game that early in the morning.
I had to blink this, get the sleep away, make sure I wasn't dreaming stuff.
Right. In the last game, the A's, Sacramento A's for now, versus the Mariners. I got the A's winning that one. Look, the A's are for real, man. They have a young, good team. They just need an organization that believes in them and supports them to allow them to grow and get better. The Mariners have fantastic pitching, but outside of one, maybe two people, they can't put the bat on the ball. So,
I have a lot of questions about that Mariners offense. Obviously, you saw Turner talk about that when after he left, to kind of what that dire situation looks like. I am also a big believer in the A's. Obviously, we're talking offense here. There's still going to be issues with their pitching. I think they did enough to give them a solid chance. But last year, same Mariners team against the 81 and 81 Red Sox, they lost on opening day. Red Sox won. I think the A's can definitely come out and do some damage.
Yeah, I agree. 2 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes on the clock. You can spit about whatever you want to spit. Go for it.
I just want to say,
Oh, go ahead, dude.
as a Giants fan, we're projected to have 81, and I feel like we're going to have a little sneaky season and do a lot better than people think we are.
I can see it happening. I could. I'm just not a big believer in them. I'm really not. I don't. I think their pitching rotation is going to have an issue replacing Snell. And I just don't think that Willie that park. The thing is, that park's so hard to have a good offense in. Like, it really is. But they're solid. They are a solid team. It's just like you got the Dodgers, you have the Diamondbacks, you got the Padres. They're definitely better than the Rockies. They're a 500 team. I think they're a 500 team. I really do.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, they're gonna win the World Series. But in terms of like where we're gonna end up, I think we're gonna end up a lot better.
Yeah, I could definitely see it happening. I could see them get to 84, 85, somewhere around there.
It's just a tough division. So,
Yeah, so-
Derek, you got 1 minute on the clock. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. Go for it.
I said it before we started, but Shohei Ohtani is in the Fortnite item shop, so go ahead and get him before you can anymore. So go get the kid.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Solomon, 1 minute on the clock. Go for it.
All right, try to do this quick. I'm gonna give some hot takes on awards for the MLB and what I think is gonna happen. American League, I got the MVP going to Bobby Witt. Cy Young, I think, goes to Crochet in a close race with Screwball. Rookie of the Year, God, I think I'm gonna give it to. Heck, so let's just. I'm gonna say Kristen Campbell. Let's see, what are the other awards there? Those are the big three. Let's go National League here. National League MVP. I'm gonna go with Tani. Cy Young. Who is in the Cy Young conversation right now? Paul Skeens. Actually, I'm going to take that back. I'm going to say, I'm going to be really wild. I'm going to say Paul Skeens wins the MVP and Cy Young this year. And then we'll go Rookie of the Year. Who are the rookies in the National League? I'm helping you out here, Grayson. Do we have any rookies? Like notable rookies in the National League coming up?
Hassan Dominguez, baby.
Well, that's American League. I'm talking National League.
Oh. Let me look at a couple. Hold on.
Yeah, I will say Paul Skeens does not win MVP and Cy Young. He definitely wins the Cy Young, but a tie would win the MVP.
Oh, so they're saying that Roki Sasaki is the expected Rookie of the Year, the one from the Dodgers.
Who else on that list do they have?
Let me look.
That's like an easy one. Obviously, if he has a good year, he'll probably get it. Jackson Merrill's no longer a rookie. God, who are? I'm drawing a blank.
There's so many in the freaking AL.
I know, that's the issue. As I can name a bunch, but can't think of any.
I'm still scrolling. I'm trying to find NL right now. I'm still on AL. Okay, Dylan Cruz technically is he playing? He got caught up.
Yes, he got called up.
Yeah. Okay. Dylan Cruz is a great one. Bubba Chandler's a decent one.
Yeah, I think that if Sasaki has a better year than Bubba, obviously Sasaki has a better
Right.
year, but I think that with the clout that's around Sasaki,
So
he will get it.
technically, Luis Acuna's little brother, technically this is his rookie year, so he can get rookie of the year. It's possible.
So there's I'm gonna name my pick. I think I am gonna go with not Sasaki but Dylan Cruz. But I think someone that we all need to keep an eye on if the Cardinals call him up before whatever that deadline is for him to qualify for, Quinn Matthews.
Quinn Matthews.
A
Oh yeah.
starter for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah.
That would be my like sleeper pick for that award.
Yeah, he's way down there, plus 2,500. Yeah, I definitely agree.
But yeah, there's some interesting pitching. I think the National League is getting its pitching, and the American League is getting its like offensive players. You know,
Yeah,
it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a great year of baseball, really too. I think teams are gonna start catching up to the Dodgers. Dodgers are still the big bad boys. But it's the great thing about baseball is anything can happen. It's going to be fantastic to watch. Just because you pay all this money does not mean you're necessarily going to win. It's one of the few times we've actually seen it happen in baseball. Let's not forget the Rangers did face Diamondbacks the year before that. Diamondbacks weren't like anything crazy.
Yep.
So anything can happen this season. Obviously, teams have to stay healthy. That's a big thing of baseball. But it'll be a great season. Baseball fans, if you're not a Dodgers fan, don't lose hope. Anything is possible.
Right. And with that, anything is possible indeed. Opening day starts tomorrow. The Lakers are currently, it was close, and then it got to a blowout, then it got to close again, and now I think it's back a blowout with the, oh, nope. Lakers are up 3 with 2 minutes left on the Pacers. Interesting. Nuggets are up 5 on the Bucks. The Clippers did wind up beating the Knicks. And, of course, the Wizards beat the 76ers. Who knows where Aaron Rodgers is going to go? Who knows where the draft is? Probably going to do a live draft for all the GOAT Talk fans out there. Should be a fun one. But we'll see you guys tomorrow around the same time and be able to talk about a whole lot more. See y'all.
Bye.
We out there.
Yeah.